Hello, Laggin Out Legion.
What's up, y'all?
That outdated song that you're hearing every Friday, you know it's the beginning of the funniest podcast that you're not watching, Lagging Out Live. I am your host and master of ceremonies, the Chieftain. The always amused Blacklight Oni.
Amused or bemused?
Hero, the IT guy. And the only host that runs at 60 frames a second. Please welcome Soda Pop. Yeah, just in case you don't know who we are, our name tags are now installed in at least some of the four shot that we have today. If I did spell your name wrong, let me know later. Oh, look at Soda subscribing for 19 straight months.
Gee, what's wrong with me?
Look at that.
Oh,
Hi. How you doing, Hero?
I'm
He took some psychedelics. He's all right.
yeah, apparently you guys can't see it, but my light's strobing the fuck out. I guess my light's about to die in my room.
Maybe.
And look, we're all together now on the same side.
Hey, that's new.
Ah, there we go.
We're left justified. So does
We're left just
Yeah.
we're left. There's the underscore underneath Soda's. It's in some and not the others. If you guys don't know the full context, I got my computer back. There was a screw not loose. There was a screw loose on my my cooler, and also the person installing it. But now I'm running with twice as much RAM and twice as much confidence. So hopefully everything will be and processor power, right? More power. So we're all good to go. I don't know if you guys know that reference or not, but you can see that little QR code there. That's nothing special. It just gives us money. If you like any of the content, we do this. We take times out of our busy schedule. Do this on Fridays and rush home from rush hour traffic or a nap if you're Soda.
Apparently me today too.
Yeah. If you scan that little QR code, it's a donation straight for PayPal to our PayPal.
We love you.
And donos are great. The greatest nation is a donation. So if you feel that we're worthy of your money and your shekels, please scan that QR code right now. How's everybody doing today?
Just 2 pence, please.
Give us some quid.
Lisa, can I have some more?
Give me a tenner.
Surprised no one's bringing
us
up
some
the
fucking
gaming
money.
currencies like zennies, rupees, which yes are also used as an actual currency, just not gems.
Yeah.
You know, of course not.
Give me some
I
gil.
would, but again, zenny and rupees. I actually, for the longest time, didn't know rupees was a real world currency.
Mint.
For the longest time when I was younger, you know, there's no context to that, so I guess that's.
Hey, I'm gonna let Oni eat, and I'll have Soda do the read.
All right, motherfucker. No, just kidding. Remember, this is not for underage children. We are here talking shit all day long, so opinions and views expressed are not necessarily those of Lagging Out, even though they mostly are. But so fuck
That's the fine
Twitch,
print. You
fuck-
don't read the fine print.
Sorry.
You said the quiet part out loud.
So YouTube, stop fucking us.
Please.
Twitch,
Yeah.
stop fucking
Not
us.
fun.
And all of our sponsors, we need some. Give us some money.
Thank you.
We love you. Love you all.
Oh, my Twitch clips aren't working. That's awesome.
Damn it.
Recreate the button. I've had to do that a few times.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, like click on it on the app, then push the delete key or the delete button.
Yeah, I'm looking for the oh, there it is.
Yeah.
No. Is that it? Great clip. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. All right. That more
Agreed.
wasted pizza.
Oh, while we're doing that, this right here, you see these bags right here? That is the newly put together bow for my daughter, my
Oh,
crossbow, and my freshly adjusted and maintained compound bow.
lubed. Did you lube it?
Now, I still haven't lubed the rails yet because I haven't fired it in a while, so I don't need to.
Yeah, you don't want to fire it unlubed.
Yeah, never.
That actually, I've seen what happens when somebody does that, and it pairs up the bowstring and the rail like amazingly. You'd be shocked at the amount of damage that a nylon rope can cause.
Hmm.
There you go. All right, I reinstalled it. Hopefully that works.
Figured they were
Composite
just-
plastic literally having shreds ripped off of it by a nylon rope.
Sweet.
All right. Are we ready for the topics at hand?
I don't know. Some of them are fucking depressing.
Whoa.
No.
Namely mine, because I'm going to rip into them.
Wait a second. Yours is depressing. I am shocked that you have a depressing
know.
topic tonight. It is.
Right,
I am
it's like-
shocked at that.
Hair.
Make sure you check out all our socials right here. You could just hit that little scan, QR code scan. It'll just take you to the page, and you can just do it at your own leisure as well. So that's always fun. It'll be up a couple of times during the show. I put it in there a few times, so just in case you don't get it now, you'll get it later because it'll be in the bottom right-hand corners. Oh, look, there it is in the bottom right-hand corner. Tear and Death, our local Wolfman, streams Tuesdays and
Ayo.
Thursdays. What's that?
I said, "Ayo."
Ayo, and I actually changed it to season 28. So,
Hey.
uh,
Soda, isn't that almost over?
Well, I'm guessing they're gonna run it up to Diablo 4.
Yeah, they might run it up to actual release now. I don't know that Tear and Death is even touching that season because he blasted through it so fast. I think he's only playing Diablo 4 beta right now.
oh,
No more beta.
Oh, beta's expired?
They had closed beta and open beta, and that's it.
master beta.
Giggity.
Kind of pointless. And then let us play 25 levels, and you couldn't even finish half the shit in the first zone. So
Oh, Jesus.
It's still not working.
Good job, Blizzard. This is why people tell you to kiss their ass.
well, they're all talking about, oh, it's gonna be about the end game. Well, can we fucking play it? No. Okay.
It's going to be about the end game. It's always about the end game anymore. Fuck that. Give me a good ass fucking story that I can come back and replay.
I mean, the story.
Fuck.
It's kind of like
Here-
Path of Exile or anything. You don't want to fucking play through the story.
Here's my thing. End game, when I think of end game, I think of that as that's on the business end of things. That's the stuff you don't really tell the customer. This is what you discuss with shareholders and stockholders to make sure that the video game has a lifespan that's longer than, the release day. And so basically what the end game should be is the longevity of the entertainment from the game, how long your customer base will play that one game. Now, is it at least good to have something, as like the new game plus or the extras on top? Of course it is. A customer loves hearing about that shit. but the foundation has to be there, or they're not going to care about the rest of it. That's like saying, oh yeah, let me give you some of the best freshly whipped cream on top of this bullshit latte. No one fucking cares about the whipped cream at that point because the latte sucks.
Yeah, it's made of shit.
So if they invested in the initial game, then they'll have the funding and the customer base to keep, the free advertisement. They won't have to run as many ads because by word of mouth, by word of social media, people will know, hey, you should be playing this game.
I just, this is the same problem that I've been pointing at for a lot of the modern entertainment that we've been getting. The broke ass games, the broke dicks, the fucking
Cyberpunk
terrible ass
2077.
movies, the fucking just half finished games and the fucking terrible ass movies that aren't doing as well as that they should have been. Something that should have been an automatic license to print movie or print, not movies, but automatic license to print money. I don't know, like maybe Star Wars,
Fallout,
automatic home run.
Fallout
Yeah,
with Fallout 76 was horrendous. Cyberpunk 2077, because it's not like people are dying to have a video game RPG of a tabletop RPG game. They were salivating for that shit. Books, all that shit.
I just the
another
meat of
Diablo game.
Yeah, the meat of what I've been pointing at is give me good product, give me good core gameplay, good core story, something that makes cohesive sense at the very fucking least. And then build around it. Don't just be like, oh, cash cow. Now let me build something around this. The cow's breaking out of the pen. It's a buggy mess. Why? Well, I don't know. Maybe you fucking shoehorned in a repeat feature that wasn't properly coded in the foundations, and then you built backwards instead of building forwards too.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to build a video game based on experiences, so I'm going to probably contradict myself a little bit, but I don't think it will. There can be a time where instead of telling a narrative story, you tell a story through emotions, through experiences, through the general world itself instead of the story. There can, it's like the Buddhist saying, learn all the rules so that you can know how to appropriately break them. There can be a time. So maybe instead of a video game where it's telling a linear story, you're telling a story through the little things throughout the world. It's just you going out there and just wandering and building your own experiences. Basically a sandbox. That can be a lot of fun. But the thing is that, what?
No, I had to sign in through my Twitch for my Stream Deck to drop the Twitch, even though it's showing Laggin _out as a registered thing. I'm just giving a thumbs up. It's working. Sorry.
Okay.
I didn't want to say anything while you were telling your story, so that's why I could just give
I don't mind.
up. All right.
No, you're good. So there can be a time and a place for it, but again, the foundation has to be good. For example, arguably one of the most famous sandboxes is Minecraft. It's because their foundation was good. They went all in. That. What do you mean?
Can you make a circle?
It's a preferential thing for me. I don't get the appeal of Minecraft. I understand that it's is hugely popular.
We're not in the demographic. That's probably.
Well, I think I can tell you why it's popular. It's popular because of the simplicity of it. They wanted everything depicted in cubes, and they built on that. And then they decided, but once they had that, they had their aesthetic, they had their thing, Then they built out. Okay, we want to build things out of blocks. Cool. What are those blocks going to look like? What are we going to do regarding the biomes? What can we find in the biomes? How can we interact with that?
Yeah,
They
and
built out from there, but they had the foundational game set.
I feel like you're right in several aspects, but I feel like there's more to the appeal than that I just don't grasp. I tried it because I had a friend and he was like, "You've got to try this game out. It's great. It's a blast." We were deployed. I was like, "Fuck it, why not?" It's not like I could do anything else while I'm sitting in this fucking 110-degree shelter for 24 hours at a fucking time.
Right?
To jerk off.
But not in front of no.
Why? That's not normal? I thought that was normal.
I just no
No.
bad soda. But it's just
I just threw up in my mouth a little
I
bit.
had nothing else
I mean, I
to
would.
do at the time, so I gave it a shot, and it just didn't stick for me. And again, not everything is for everyone. It's just whenever I hear somebody go, "Oh, Minecraft, this is so awesome," I'm just like, why?
I mean,
Right.
it's not exactly my type of game either, but the method worked.
It
And
has
that's why.
It has a very huge
Well,
appeal. So there's
Because
no
everything's
denying
modded
it.
to shit now, too.
Oh yeah, there's mods.
We
for
didn't even have a
everything.
creative mode when it first came out. So you actually had
That's
to go
true.
get all your damn shit.
And the
Couldn't
funny thing,
fly. What?
and the funny thing is, I've seen a Dragon Ball Z mod. I've seen a Dungeons and Dragons mod. Now that's recent. I've seen
Pokemon.
I've seen an FPS mod. I haven't seen Pokemon, but I'm not surprised that it's there.
There's a whole kind of like World of Warcraft. You level your shit up. And yeah,
That's awesome.
there's all kinds of crazy
Oh look,
shit.
it's Actinova. Let's
Yeah,
go
you
pick
got-
on him.
Finally got up.
Anyways, I'm sorry. I think I ran away with your point there. Go ahead.
No points made it. But I was looking for since we're talking about video games, and this is mainly a video game and pop culture podcast.
I need to be adjusted here.
I thought this was a great question. Don't look it up on Wikipedia. But try to figure it out on your own. But this week's trivia question is, what was the original name selected for Nintendo's Mario? And I think this is going to piss off a lot of people because I thought it was one thing, but it's actually the other. So here are the options. Little Guido,
Little Guido.
Mr. Video,
I'm going with Little Guido.
and Tubby Tony. So keep it in your mind. Don't say anything out loud. I know there was a comma instead of the dot there. I just see it now. But
wow.
keep it in your head for later, and we will reveal the answer at the end of the show.
Before you go,
You're not looking it up, Nova.
Well, I'm just gonna drop it in the chat there for you, Chief.
Oh no!
I don't know if that's scary or not.
Drop it.
But anyway, while you are doing that, yeah, I'll do it when I get a chance.
Okay.
What she said.
Yeah, I also gotta fix this as well. When you guys are talking about this topic, the topic 1, UFC
What
buys
the fuck?
World Wrestling Entertainment. This is a great meme, by the way. Vince McMahon takes over the UFC. Vince McMahon is removed as CEO of UFC. Vince McMahon buys UFC. UFC buys WWE. What?
This
is crazy.
It's funny because I've been not paying attention to the wrestling enterprise in years. I've been catching stuff. I've been catching stuff here and there whenever I head over to my cousins, and I've been starting to enjoy it a little bit more there when I do. But I did not actually ever realize that Vince ever bought or took over or had anything to do with the UFC.
I didn't know either.
I had no idea.
He
Oh,
didn't.
he didn't.
No, I told Badger that she didn't listen.
Oh, so
Oh,
he messed it up. Okay. We love you, Badger.
It should have been Vince McMahon takes over WWE.
Yeah.
oh, okay. Never mind.
No, Vince McMahon never had.
Yeah, that
Didn't-
kind of
I didn't think so. Yeah.
No, it was started off as Hoist Gracie, started it in 92, 93. I think he sold it for $1 million. And then that guy sold it to the Portada brothers for $2 million. And the Portada brothers sold it for $4.2 billion to a conglomerate group.
Wow.
And now it's worth about $22 billion. So yeah, it's not too bad for starting off in
I mean, it
Right?
also started in what year?
Bless you.
92, 93.
Thank you.
Yeah. You adjust. Hey, Light Boys Gaming. Ain't
Oh,
seen you
what is
in
going on?
forever. What's up?
I missed him. He's good people. I like him.
So
Make sure
yeah,
you check him out, guys. Life Boys Gaming. He does a lot of COD stuff. I just got my computer working again. That's why I haven't been around Light Boys. So, and he's got like the coolest hat. He's got the hat that says Light Boys. It's like embroidered. It's a really nice looking hat that he wears on stream.
sweet.
Really kick ass.
So yeah,
Okay.
there's a conglomerate group that owns, I think it's 50.2% of the UFC, and then some other smaller groups own the rest of the 40, whatever, 9.8%. So they're the ones who bought the WWE. So
Shamelessly plugging our last week's show.
When you say the previous owners he sold to the conglomerate, did you say their last name was Frittata Brothers?
Yeah. I got
Yeah,
that too.
yeah,
As in
Fertitta.
the dish, like
yes.
the food.
Yep.
The
They
food that people
were,
cannot pronunciate correctly in the United States. It's actually fatad. Fatad. People put
They-
fatata. It's like Americanized.
They invented
Okay,
the apps where they
because
build the empty hotel rooms in Vegas. That's how they started making their money.
Oh, really?
Let's see.
I was just making sure because I'm like, is he
Let me double check.
because now I'm
pretty sure
imagining
it's,
like two legit frittatas, literally just selling tickets to the UFC. That's what I'm imagining right now because I have no basis for what UFC is aside from like bare minimum understanding of it's wrestling, it's dramatized, it's for show. I'm like,
Not
Okay.
UFC. Wrestling.
no,
is.
UFC is real. WWE is not. Well, I mean,
Right.
they get the shit kicked out of them, but
Actually, Chief and I had a conversation about this when I was down there.
Yeah, just to straighten it out before we go off on a tangent, UFC, they actually fight and they really hit each other with closed fists, Sony. It's a real fight. With WWE, it's choreographed. So, they do like
Frittatas,
it's
open
harder
it
to
check.
pull punches than to throw punch, they say, but that's the difference between the two if you were just wondering.
I might be saying it wrong.
Is that a little bit more clear? That makes sense.
Yeah, that's clear.
I was asking Oni, but yeah.
Oh, my bad. Oni, you understand, right?
I forgot.
yes, it's
Zupa.
frittatas. That's okay. That's a little different. Then they're not egg-based dishes. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, frittatas,
Yo, if you've ever like, you just got leftover random shit, and you don't know
Yeah.
what to do with it, especially if it's like a pasta dish, just put that shit in a baking pan, crack a couple eggs, mix it together, put it in the oven, put some cheese on top. That shit is just pure carbs, and you will feel fantastic, like a tub of lard. Okay, you want to feel like a fat fuck? That's how you do it. I can tell you how to eat like a fat fuck. How do I know? I'm literally
There's
eating
two of us here
potatoes
that
and-
are fat fucks, so we get it.
But anyways, we actually had Chief and I actually had a conversation about this when I was over there at his house fixing his computer.
Fixing his
last weekend.
computer quotes.
Were you wrestling with your thoughts?
We were talking about wrestling, and
Mm-hmm.
actually, full disclosure, my cousin did the backyard wrestling circuit for a while, and
Wow.
he
Backyard wrestling.
yeah,
Mhm.
he actually
I've done that.
told me about all the things that happen. Like when you see the wrestlers in the middle of the ring clinched up together, like trying to throw the other person around or whatever, what they're actually doing is talking about what they're going to do next. And while everything is staged and choreographed, 9 times out of 10, the hits are real, the slaps are real, the slams are real, the chairs are real, and the tables are real. And the tables might have a little breakaway in them, but that shit still hurts.
Yeah, that was the conversation we had in the Tesla.
Yes, he actually
Yeah.
rode
I
in
mean-
the Tesla for the first time.
I felt like Woody and Buzz riding in that thing. I felt like I was in a giant RC car. Weird. There's like nothing in it. It's so weird. It's a weird experience.
I'll
But
stick
yeah.
to my gas guzzler. Thanks.
Yeah. I think that's actually a wrestler's name, but he's called the Gas Guzzler. He's a tag team champion.
Mm.
Fucking what?
I don't know. I guess
Fucking
something that
Woot.
always bothered me about some of the promotional things regarding UFC or WWE. And this is just me personally. This is not me trying to go, oh, I'm holier than thou. This is just a pet peeve of mine because I know how I am.
Right.
The fake chest puffing macho bullshit. When someone tries to purposefully intimidate me, I don't tend to take that well because if you have to try that hard to intimidate me, you're probably not that intimidating. And it makes me question, for starters, what the fuck are you doing? And two, what are you trying to hide? Because you could probably get more of your point across if you backed up. Because I kind of subscribe. Don't get me wrong. I understand there's a time to, start bringing out the big guns, but there's also a very famous quote that goes, "Speak softly and carry a big stick." And also,
I have both.
if you want to be heard in a loud room, you whisper. So don't show your hand, don't show your cards. Just move with the confidence that you've got, move with a purpose, and people will see what you're about.
My
If you
favorite
have
saying.
to purposely try to act like the big dick in the room, you're probably not the big dick in the room. Everyone's making fun of you.
That was a perfect cut, wasn't it?
Yeah. So that's just me. It always bothered me every time I saw the
Right.
whole, I'm going to get up all up in their face. I'm like, dude, you're literally exposing every vital organ to me.
Well,
And
some
if
of the
you're
UFC
really
guys
that
are
Sorry?
literally crazy. Some of the UFC guys are in jail for like
Yeah, some of
assault
them.
I mean,
and
Right.
beating their women up.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
well,
also,
I mean,
half of
drugs
the
probably
football
don't help.
roster-
drugs
that's
don't
also-
help. The hypermasculinity
One at a time,
doesn't
everybody.
help. And
They're
again, this is that one
strict.
point. I'm not saying masculinity is bad. I'm saying the hypermasculinity where you get so wrapped up in
tough guy complex.
the aggression part of being a human that you forget how to turn it down to be with other people.
Big
You
dick energy.
can't be responding to the people you love the same way you would respond out in the show ring. That's
Yeah.
unacceptable. Like, unless you are with someone who's from the show ring and they like that, they're not going to handle it well. Why? Because you know how to act. That is up to you to control yourself. Now, yes, the head injuries don't fucking help.
Yeah.
But again, it's the responsibility of those with the knowledge and the skills to understand how to back off. If you don't know how to turn the weapon on safety, you should not be using the weapon at all. It's not rocket science, but again, that's because it's a pet peeve of mine.
I gotta share this from our Discord, Chieftain, and Oni's
Yes,
gonna
because it's
appreciate.
beautiful.
Oni's gonna appreciate this. By the way, join our
I know,
Discord.
because
Damn it!
I've been seeing it. I have been watching this.
Mariner, he does Friday night D&D. Just said his first roll of the game was a natural 20.
Oh
And
wow.
he's playing Pathfinder 2E for the first time.
That's right. And it looks like our chatbot's broken.
The only games I play
Fuck
are
you,
with 20-sided
Streamlabs.
dice.
It's not working.
Yeah. Because
Mariner's
Streamlabs.
about to be on a roll.
Oh god.
Oh, here we go again. I'll accept the punishment.
Whoa.
I'm going through the 2 shots here. Because I have to do these later. Oni soda.
You know, anytime we have Chieftain adjusting things on the show, we should have a clip where it goes, hacking photosynthesis. I mean, you can't tell me that would be stupid.
Anyways.
You can tell the food is starting to hit me. The calories are finally circulating through my bloodstream.
Yeah, you're less irritable.
Because I don't look like I want to rip someone's face off and eat it.
My
Because
god.
that's a pleasant image.
Which is, well, I mean, you can't deny it. I'm not saying I have an angry face. I do have a punchable face. But I have a face
I do
where...
not want to punch your face because you will hit back, damn it. I
That
know
is true.
this. I know this personally, not because you've hit me before, but because you have a similar personality to somebody I am married to. She hits back. She encourages me
That's
to
right.
hit her, but she hits back.
Yeah. I haven't been snacking as much because I'm trying to conserve money, except I can't not snack because I don't know how people do it. My brain doesn't do well if I'm not snacking.
Exactly, Nova.
So this whole, I'll only eat like lunch and dinner and then have maybe a few candy bars, like little snack ones. I'm not talking like big ones. Hasn't been going well. So I'm going to not do that anymore because clearly it is detrimental to my ability to function as a human being. So I won't do that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we're back with the
She should be in those Snickers commercials where you're not feeling yourself and she turns into one of her D&D monsters or some shit. And she's like, I'm like, hey, Oni. She's like, what the fuck do you want? And like, need a snack? And I give her a Snickers, and then she like drops like 3 feet and turns into regular size Oni. She's like, I'm fine now, thanks. Eat Snickers. Snickers, M&M Mars, call Oni. She'd be like the perfect person for that. You want to do $10,000 in a day, Oni? There you go.
My image of how that
I'm looking out for
would
you.
go, that'd be like commercial A. And then you know how they do like different takes for these commercials and you see different versions? Well, commercial B would be like her beating the living shit out of somebody violently. And Chieftain walks by and says, here, you're not yourself. And then he walks off and she's like, fucking asshole. Thanks.
Yeah, and then I pat the corpse's head as I walk away and leave him as a mangled mess.
You got to incorporate the flamethrower in there somewhere, but yeah.
Also, Mariner, it's another reason to join the Discord is the Mariner gifted us with a beautiful image of me in front of a fire. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I'm so honored. I'm so honored to be the center point of that image.
Yeah, I've been wanting somebody to do an Elmo Rise meme, but with Oni instead of Elmo.
Yes, that's gonna happen. I swear I live for this. I will make this happen. If I have to commission someone to do it, I fucking will. That is because arguably that is one of my top favorite memes and gifs is Elmo Rise. So simple. So elegant.
I've been having so much fun with the level of bullshittery we've been going on with for today's show instead of today's actual show.
Yeah, that's fine.
Well, I mean, we're trying to keep it positive as long as possible because it's all downhill from here.
Right.
What the fuck are you trying to do? Are you trying to trigger everybody's epilepsy?
This part This part is actually the unofficial like Soda 6-pack. I thought it'd be fun to do this because Soda and I were talking about wrestling as well, and we were talking about the female wrestling division, which has really gotten really good in the past 10 years. Like they have their roster is grown and they're entertaining, and they've actually headlined. Yeah, they've headlined stuff, and I this is just my opinion, but I think the women have to work harder than the men for this one reason. The men can go out there in just trunks and fight, right? The women, I saw some backstage stuff. They have to get their hair done. They got to get the makeup. They got these very intricate outfits they wear. It's a lot more work. Not only do they have to beat each other's ass, they got to look pretty doing it. So I think it's a lot harder for them to do it.
Well, they
like
also
if you just see any of them, what's that?
Dana White said women would never fight in the UFC. Now look at it.
Yep. Yeah. Well.
Yeah, well, every now and again, somebody's wrong.
He's wrong sometimes.
Dana White has some really based and good takes, but sometimes he's just wrong.
Yeah.
So this is mainly for for Soda. It's it's a kind of a spin-off from the Snap or Fap that we did a few years ago. If you guys don't remember that, we were picking two different types of Marvel characters. One stays, one gets snapped out of oblivion. So we were talking about Soda's favorite female wrestlers, and I came up with 3 that he has to come up with. One's got to go. So of course, let's just break them down. I put the names for the people that don't know wrestling that well.
So he goes, "Let's just break them down." I was expecting him to say, "Well, let's just break his heart."
Yeah, right. So the first wrestler is one of his favorite wrestlers, Becky Lynch.
Becky,
WWE champion.
She's actually pretty good. Huh?
And I picked this one on a guess. This was a total guess. I picked one for you, Soda. This one, I'm not sure if she's on the same level as Becky Lynch, but I think you like this type because I think you're into redheads.
Whoa.
But Lita, WWE Hall of Famer, 6-time, 7-time champion.
Damn it.
That's good. That's what I want to hear. And this one, I wasn't sure. I had one last night in my head, but I couldn't remember the third one. So I just picked up the number 3 would be Jersey's own Liv Morgan.
I think she's the one that I absolutely despise.
So those are the 4. Those are the 3.
Choices?
Those are your choices.
Snap, Fap, or what?
Kill. No, just basically. Like one's, or F, Marry, Kill. Either one.
I've honestly never heard it called that.
You never heard of Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Okay,
gotta fuck one, gotta marry one, gotta kill one.
Liv can go. I don't know her well enough.
I figured that was. Yeah.
Really.
Let me some context because I think I'm correct on who Liv is. Is she the one that when she gets into the ring, she always has to sit on the ropes, like, like she's some showgirl or something, cross her legs and just balance there.
That's Alexa Bliss.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Alexa Bliss does that, and then she crosses her legs and sticks her tongue out.
Yeah, we would have had issues. But yeah.
See, I was gonna put Alexa Bliss on there. But I was like, that's too on the nose, and I'm not sure that would have been it. And I know if I would have picked the other, not Lita, but who's the other one? Trish Stratus. 2000s Trish Stratus, not.
Yeah, the old one.
Shit,
yeah.
Liv Morgan looks completely different out of costume.
She does.
Yeah,
she's got like glasses and shit. Yeah, she's completely different.
And I'd say that she's still very attractive.
Well, yeah, but
she's only. I think she's more around. From what I've seen on her, I think she's more around Oni's height.
I would
like
not be
she's like one of the smallest wrestlers on the roster. Yeah. So she's tiny. But yeah, Liv Morgan, Lita is like this is like Attitude Era Lita. Lita.
Yeah. Well, she's still not too bad, but
and I would definitely say no, I was right. It is Liv Morgan who I was thinking of. She does it too. She's got this sassy strut, which I get the point. I get why it is. I just don't like her stage performance is very off-putting, and I don't like it.
Came into the mainstream over the last year and a half. Like she's always been a kind of mid-carder. Yeah.
I like the fact that like no one gave her a chance. I like people like this they didn't think she was good enough. They mid-carded her, and I like the fact that she worked her ass off to get to like main event status. I think she's still there.
She has been,
and I just respect that about her. I think she worked her ass off. She had to. She's like the Rey Mysterio of like the female wrestlers. You have to work hard. Like all these other ones, they're like tall, statuesque women. Like there's another like this chick that's huge. She's like a bull. She's in a shape of a circle. I don't know what her name is, but she kicks everybody. I think she's
Dewdrop.
I can't. She's the Rock's like niece or something.
Oh, they kicked her out because she didn't know how to wrestle.
The big one.
That's
the big girl?
sad. Here,
Yeah, she hurt a lot of girls because
Oh.
she doesn't know how to do everything right. So
Yeah,
Oh,
I mean that's
God bless
how
it.
Lita got hurt. She broke her neck because she was supposed to get caught. She landed like on her neck
yeah.
and like arched the wrong way like a scorpion. She landed on the area. Yeah, she had to get actually
In fact,
Stone Cold
she's
Stone
the
Cold
one
Steve
who-
Austin. What's that?
I was gonna say, what the fuck is her name? The Rock's cousin, the one that hit Becky and busted her eye open.
Oh, yeah. It's like you're supposed
So
to
it's kind of like that scene in Million Dollar Baby.
Ooh.
kinda.
I mean, I'm not exactly, but a neck injury caused by shit going wrong, and
Happens quite often.
well, I mean, yeah, it's what happens, and you get people who are so hyped up on the adrenaline in the
Oh, yeah.
moment they kind of forget how to use their fucking brain.
They talk
Oh, yeah.
about
Which-
Stone Cold was talking about the high you get when you perform in front of people. So that's what you're talking about, the adrenaline pumping through.
Yeah.
Not just that. I mean, it's not just that. You're talking about, yes, you're performing, but you are exerting physical energy. So you
Mhm.
so it's not just the adrenaline. You've also got, especially with guys, the testosterone.
Yeah.
So
Oh shoot.
you start getting tunnel vision real fucking quick,
Oh yeah.
which is why I am such a stickler for having a plan when things are going to be as involved as that. I'm not saying you can prevent everything, but you can get a lot of that shit on a checklist to go, okay, we've done this, we still have to do this, okay, this is what to expect, this is what to do in the event of this happening or this changing. I understand certain safety rules when people kind of brush it under the rug. They're like, okay, we're not going to tie that so tight. It's going to be fine. When you're dealing with people, you're dealing with competition, even if it is a performance of a sort. It's still competition. And you're dealing with people who are laying hands on each other. You better make sure you've crossed all your T's and dotted all your I's, because once that bell rings, once it starts, that train has left the fucking station. Everything better be in place, or you're going to be late to the show. You can't play catch up when someone's life is on the line. And some of these people, I think, are so wrapped up in the lights and the beautiful women and the money and the fame, instead of being focused on doing their fucking job and ensuring that every one of those performers goes home at the end of the night feeling good. I'm not saying feeling great, and I'm not saying looking great, but they get to go home. And they're going home with the same number of limbs that they came into the show with. They're leaving with,
One.
all their teeth in their head. They've still got all their digits, all their,
Sometimes
everything.
Not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are things called receipts. So if you actually hit somebody too hard, like I can't remember the guy who does the RKO, someone Randy Orton. Randy Orton hit the Undertaker across the face with a chair, but was off by a quarter inch and tore the skin from his forehead to his nose. He was bleeding right open, and Randy Orton was like, "Oh shit, I fucking missed." He's like in the back. He went to the Undertaker and he goes, "I'm so sorry, I completely missed. It's my fault." He was like, "That's all right, kid. Your receipt's coming."
It's true.
So meaning he's gonna get that's what they do. It's like an unwritten code with the wrestlers. So if you hit me, like you get it returned.
yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
if that
I mean,
happens, it's never death defying unless it's like there was this dude called New Jack in UFC. He threw a guy off a 3-story cage with full intention of killing him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's been in jail. Like he that receipt, it was a receipt. Like he got hit with something and he's like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill him, and that was my intention. He's lucky he hit that table before he hit the floor because I wanted to kill him. Like there's people like that have that mental illness, but they're not in the WWE. It's yeah.
There's plenty to say.
if I
There's
were
plenty of fucking stories.
oh no,
like
I'm
that.
sure. But if I heard that shit in the locker rooms, holy shit, you had best believe there would be some people would be being removed. It's like, oh, that's how you want to cash in your receipt. Hell fucking no.
Yeah, WWE
Oh.
doesn't do that. They'll kick
If you're
you
gonna,
out.
if you're gonna, absolutely
The
not.
owner
What
has got
Oni
his
is
ass
trying
kicked
to
for fucking
describe-
people over though. Vince
Mhm.
McMahon has got his ass kicked by wrestlers for fucking.
Oh,
him
yeah.
up. So,
Oh yeah, Bret Hart, like the
Knocked him
Montreal
out.
screw job.
Mm-hmm.
You talking about that when
Yeah.
they
That's one of 'em.
changed the ending, so on Bret Hart and didn't tell him about it. So the other guy put his own move on him, and they rung the bell without him tapping, just because he was going to the other wrestling thing, and it's in the movie called Beyond the Ring. But he talks and like you see in the video he spits in his face from the ring down to Vince McMahon because he had the world title belt and he wasn't going to take it with him to the other place. So they get in the back, they have a conversation, and Bret Hart punches him in the face as hard as he can and knocked him out.
Mm-hmm.
He deserved it.
He
But,
did.
Yeah.
I think what Oni
I think
was
Oni wanted to
trying-
get in something really quick here.
was trying
Hero.
to
Hero. I think Oni was trying to get something really quick and then to you, okay?
Mhm.
Sorry. Go ahead. He's been trying to get in for like a minute now.
Well, I don't really remember what it was, but
Sorry. I'm sorry, Hero.
well, no, it's fine. I just people who think that it's okay to being offended is one thing. Deciding that every little offense deserves a blood punishment
No.
or that you should be able to kill somebody, that's just a sign of a fucking child. You don't do
Right.
that. If
Well,
you're
New Jack
there's
was
a code.
psychopath. So.
Yeah.
I can't fucking stand that shit because I understand it. You feel disrespected, then you, in a professional setting, you dress them down. You
Mhm.
go, look, you fucked around. You're going to find out. We're doing this cleanly,
We gotta make
and
a
maybe
t-shirt
that's
that
more
says
than
that.
you deserve, but I'm going to do that because I'm a professional. I'm going to be better than you instead
Right.
of, oh, I'm so fucking insulted. I'm going to try to actually kill him on live television. It's like, motherfucker, are you stupid?
Right.
Yeah,
With
he
that-
is.
Yeah.
Where the fuck are you going to go? You're,
He literally
the
IQ
entire
is
ring.
probably very, very low.
Oni, the thought process doesn't go that far with some people like that.
Google New Jack when you get time.
Yeah, Hero, go ahead.
No, because I want
So-
to keep some of my brain cells.
there are actually, what I was trying to say. Hold on. You're gonna have to wait.
So you got rid of Liv Morgan?
Yeah.
Keep the other two? I figured. Okay.
Sorry. One of the things I was
Someday
trying
I'll
to say
finish.
is like I think that
What she
Oni.
said.
I just forget it. Go ahead. Whatever. I can't say what I've been wanting to say for like.
No,
the
go
last
ahead.
30
Go ahead.
minutes.
You got the opportunity. Go ahead.
What I was trying to get at was that I think what Oni was trying to articulate when she was at a loss for words was oh fuck, never mind.
Came out of your head.
It actually I remember now. What I describe that as is a significant emotional event. what I would say that she's trying, what she would deliver unto people that partook in such misdeeds
Done
would
dirt cheap.
be a significant emotional event. It is a phrase that was thrown around an awful lot in basic training and after while I was in the military. And I've even stated as much to
Is that-
some people.
Is that an army thing? Because I don't think we got that memo.
Probably not. It was usually delivered in a sentence structure like, "Hey, private, are we about to have a significant emotional event? Because I will give you a significant emotional event." It's one of those.
No, we didn't get that shit. We also didn't get called private. We were called recruit.
In
Everybody
summer
was
camp.
private. Everybody was a private. It didn't matter what
I
was
know
on your
because
chest.
well, no, I know because in the army you all start as privates. We don't have a rank. We're lower than shit.
Well, that's the thing.
But
the no rank on your chest is automatically private, and then having a rank on your chest is also private.
yeah,
I had a
Marines
sham
are just
shield
like no. Marines are like no. You start with 0. This is Dark Souls. Welcome to hell.
I had a sham shield on my chest because I started as a specialist.
Well, when we graduated, at least with my MOS, it was PFC, but no, we started off as recruits. It was no, it was like Dark Souls. It's just kind of funny actually when you think about it. Minus the fan fleets, fuck those things.
But the saying was always, it was always private. I'm about to give you a significant emotional event, which usually was your skin was crying.
Oh, ours.
Or the walls were sweating.
I guess for the Army, that is what would be called a preparatory command.
Oh.
Marines wouldn't do that. We're like, we're just gonna go all in. No.
There's been a couple of times where I saw an NCO walk by, and as he walked by, just glanced at a soldier, push, and then walked away.
Okay.
And if you didn't, it would be bad. Anyways, that's
Go ahead, Soda. Go ahead, wrap it up.
All right.
Get to say what you got to say.
Finally, 2 hours later.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was waiting about as long too, Soda, so don't feel bad.
Oh yeah, well this is my segment. Oh yeah, we forgot about that. Anyway, Lita's a whore, so we would just smash her and throw her away and marry Becky.
Oh my god.
Well, Lita slept with everybody, so yeah, that's one night stand. Yeah, so.
I'm not surprised.
Becky is wife material, so yeah. Well, it's true.
You got to talk to Seth Rollins about that.
I kind of gotta say,
Rollins.
I'm sure Liv is completely, and I think they all are completely different than what their stage presence is. But I absolutely despise Liv's stage presence. On the one hand, like her attitude, her everything about her, she's got to be 10 feet tall because she's obviously like 4'5". She is a tiny little thing. But just everything about her performance, her vocalizations as she is fighting in the ring aggravate me. They just aggravate me. Like, she oversells the hits that she receives, the pain, she oversells it. And that's just actually something that I don't like about her performance. So, and just my opinion.
No, that's fine. You should watch Rhea Ripley. If you want to see scary heel big dick energy from a wrestler, that girl can fucking
her.
She beats the shit out of she's like the 21st century of iteration of
China.
Isn't
China,
she
but
isn't
a more
she the
technical
one that,
wrestler.
That's running around with Rey Mysterio's son?
Yeah, I'm your mommy. Yeah, Dom.
Yeah, Dami. Yeah, mommy Dami kind of. Yeah, she is.
Yeah,
she's scary, freaky. She has the power, the strength, the physique to throw around dudes that are.
Yeah, I love watching her as
a
a heel. It's great watching her as a heel. She's a great heel.
I can't tell about like people like Liv. I can't tell if she's supposed to be a heel or if she's supposed to be a babyface.
I think
She's
she's a
like-
face. I think she's a face
she,
now.
She like rides that line. Her attitude, the
Right.
trend.
Was it
from-
Riot Squad she's in?
Oh,
Is that her faction?
I think so. But like the
There's
way,
groups of
the way her personality is, like, typically what I've found is if you're questioning whether they're a good guy or a bad guy, heel or a baby face, you just check you look at their personality that their stage presence presents. And if they've got this really bad cocky attitude and they're always, doing the dirty things behind people's backs, automatically heel. Generally heel. But she does both. She plays it straight lace and she plays heel.
I think it
yeah,
probably depends
I don't
on
watch it
who-
enough. What's that?
Like who she's, what they have scripted for her that week, most likely.
Yeah, I don't watch it all the time. I'll watch clips here and there like that pop up on my feed.
Yeah.
But I can't figure it out. But the thing I don't like is what they do is they have this kind of bullshit press conference after their matches and they're out of character. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't want to see Rhea Ripley without her makeup on because she looks fucking hot without her makeup on. Right? She doesn't look scary anymore. She's like she's an Oni type. She looks better with no makeup.
She's Australian.
And what's that?
She's Australian.
She's Australian too, but
There you
I mean,
go. Here you
she's
go.
like
Nova
she's
Looks
like
better
big.
without makeup on.
Man, she catches shit all the time for like, oh, you look like a man. Like she gets all that shit. I'm like, she
There you
was
go.
wearing a dress at the Hall of Fame ceremony, and she looked hot. She looked great.
I dropped the link to her without her makeup.
She's not the typical shape of a woman, but she's got the feminine curves and everything. But she's not like juiced out either. She's just. I think she's like 6 foot. But I think she
not
looks great.
juiced out, but you look at her when she's dressed up, it's very obvious that they use all kinds of body makeup to define her muscles because she looks juiced when she's in costume.
She looks, and she catches so much. Like she literally says she's in tears. Like I can't go on social media because people are so mean to her. I'm like, do people know that like it's an act? I mean, we know that you're not a dick. I mean, it's your job to be an asshole. You're a heel. Like The Rock was a heel. Like everybody. Like people can't. Like people are so like it just. And it's I think women get it worse. To be honest.
Oh,
I think they get it
definitely.
a lot worse than guys do.
Because a lot of
It's horrible.
I feel like Oni should have some say on this one. But
Yeah.
a lot of
And then
a
we'll
lot
move on to the
of
next topic.
actual a lot of the female performers in entertainment, like they have to have they have to nail everything perfectly because for some reason it's probably a social construct, but most of the entertainment appeal for women, they have to fit in a specific box for it to be correct, quote unquote, according to society.
Back in the Attitude Era, yeah, you would say that, but now not so much. Like every Attitude Era woman, except for like maybe one or two, like Stacy Keibler, like every one of them had to get implants. It was almost a requirement. Like McMahon's like, no, you need boobs, you need boobs, you need boobs, you need boobs. But now you don't need that anymore.
You're fat. By the way,
Or with
McMahon-
the guy's just like, you're fat, you're going bald, you need to shave your head. You're
We,
fat, lose the weight or you're out. That's the way he is.
Can we agree that Vince McMahon needs to shave that fucking ugly ass mustache?
He looks
off?
like a 70s porn star with that.
Yeah.
You
get
know
the
what? I
fuck-
think Vince McMahon just needs to disappear into obscurity because
He probably will now.
I've never liked him. As crazy as it sounds, I've never liked him.
I think he's
Yeah.
worth 40 billion now, so he doesn't need to do anything. He can go.
I saw him like purposely take a fall off onto the mat on the floor to see he can do. He's 75 years old. Why do you still have to prove yourself like doing squats and shit? You're 75. You have fuck you money. You don't have to like take steroids anymore. You
Right.
literally could. I remember that one time he ran into the ring and tore both his quads in the ring, and he had to sit in the corner and shit. Yeah, watch the video.
Here's one for you. Look into the chat. Yeah, she's dying.
That is some fucking justice.
Look at the chat, Chieftain.
Oh.
The last link I sent you is a picture of Rhea Ripley without her makeup.
Yeah, I've seen it. I think she looks good. Let me open
She's
the link.
crazy.
She used to have long blonde hair.
I liked her as a blonde, to be honest.
Another one
Yeah.
that, and then you probably will disagree with me. I don't know why, but I like Bianca Belair.
I like her too.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm surprised. I actually thought you wouldn't. You might not like her. I don't like her. Her shtick is freaking swinging around her giant ass braid like a
I don't
fucking
like
jump
that.
rope. I don't
Yeah.
like that shtick, but my God, you look at
I
her
like
pictures,
her journey as a wrestler.
you-
I think she should drop the belt now. I think it's enough. I'm kind of tired of her.
like
I'm tired of Roman Reigns. But his real name is Joe Roman Reigns. He's Samoan, but there's already a Samoa Joe.
but Bianca, like, you look at her.
We're gonna move on to the next topic, Oni. I'm sorry, this is like
you look at
torture,
her
torture
costume,
for you.
her in costume compared to her out of costume. She really actually doesn't look that much different. And my God, that woman is fit.
Yeah, if you've seen her transition, like she put on that muscle natty too. Full natural, like Bianca Belair. You talking about Rhea Ripley or Bianca Belair?
Bianca Belair in this one.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I like her. She's entertaining, so that works for me. But yeah, Soto is right. Lito was a skank back in the day. I think she slept with I know she slept with Edge, but cheated on Edge when she was going out with Matt Hardy. I know that. Yeah, I don't think she's a skank now, but I'm sure she was. Well, she's alone now. She's not married because probably all that and all that stuff. But yeah, let's talk about video games. All right, so we were having a discussion. I would say discussion, and Hero is pretty animate about this. But the Mario movie is coming out, or is it out?
It came out on Wednesday.
Came out on Wednesday. And he's got a pretty bold prediction, but he's wrong on his prediction. And we're gonna take a look at the trailer right now.
It's okay to have wrong opinions, Chieftain. Yours are wrong right now.
Okay, Joe Biden.
Hell no.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay. Not sure if you know who I am, but
Jack
I'm
Black.
about to rule the world.
Wow, yay.
But there's one problem. There's a human, has a mustache, just like you.
What the fuck?
You think I know every human being with a mustache wearing an identical outfit with a hat with the letter of his first name on it? Because I don't.
Bowser is coming. Together, we are going to stop that monster.
How? Look
Go,
at
girl.
us. We're adorable.
What the
I got
fuck?
this. No problem. Yes!
Come on, Mario! Our big adventure begins now!
Ah! Get it out! Get it out! Get it out!
There's a huge universe out there with a lot of galaxies. They're all counting on us. No pressure.
This racist Mario?
Not this time.
That looks good.
From the makers of Minions.
I like how you can hear the leitmotif of the Mario game.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, there are galaxies out there, a reference to Nintendo Galaxy or Mario Galaxy, rather. The
So
Rainbow Road. There's a lot of like hidden messages in there as well, which was pretty good. And I like the fact that he got the Yahoo right. Is
Yeah.
anyone else happy about that?
I
Yeah.
am.
Like the
That was
Yahoo
very
he nailed.
sweet.
So
that?
everything, I have not watched any spoilers. When it dropped,
Doubt.
I checked out certain. I checked out certain people. I only paid attention to the no spoilers reviews because I want to watch this, and I'm going to watch this tomorrow. I'm bringing my daughter because she begged to watch it because she somehow found out about it. Well, I know how. She was playing on her Switch and she saw the
me,
she saw the
Mario.
trailer.
Let's
She saw
see.
the trailer on the Switch because, of course, Nintendo would.
Of course.
So she begged to watch this movie. This is going to be the first time we've brought her to a theater since I don't remember which movie. It was forever ago. But at the time, she was like 6 months 6 months old, and like we wanted to watch a movie, and my wife was like, "I'm gonna try," and then of course she started crying in the middle of the movie, so my wife missed half the movie.
Oh,
I
you're
think
one of those guys.
it was Doctor Strange, actually, the first one. But
Why don't you just take her to Saul? I mean, shit.
shut up, Unisol. Your opinion don't count. No, I'm kidding.
Whoa.
But we actually are going to see this, and from everything that I understand about this, it's if you're looking for an in-depth story, you ain't gonna get it. It's a video game movie. If you're looking
Italian
for
cultural appropriation.
if you're
Unisol
looking
says.
for fan service, Nintendo nuggets of, Easter eggs and all this other shit, this is the movie for you. Like
All
all
the
the-
mushrooms are white. That's racist.
all the critic reviews are like, "Oh, there's no real substance to this. It's just unapologetic fan service. It's nothing of value in this movie. It's a terrible movie."
Can social media just shut the fuck up about some
No,
stuff,
this is
please?
critics. This is people that are paid
I don't
to
care what
rate
they
these
think.
Hang on,
movies.
hang on.
Tony.
So they're upset that it's a movie made to entice the fans to watch it,
Oh yeah,
Always.
and this is a bad thing.
right? Like what
What
was
the fuck? So you bitch about the princesses in another castle trope, and they show why Bowser would want to keep kidnapping Peach by showing she's royalty, she's the leader of another country. So by having her hostage, you have bargaining power. She is worthy and worth a. If you're going to play a political game, you want to play it with the biggest pieces on the board. She would be it.
Mhm.
So they are elevating who she is in the Mario world. She's not some little damsel in distress. She's running her
Well,
own shit.
So there's
But
something
heaven
about that.
forbid.
There's actually something about that to put out there. There's a lot of people that came out and said, "Hey, she's a little bit too much of the boss girl trope." And they're complaining about that. They're like, "Oh, this is woke bullshit. This is feminism, blah 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 blah." No. Here's something that y'all are forgetting. Ever since the second game, well, technically the second game, because the second game was the Lost Worlds, but it wasn't in America. Super Mario World 2 or whatever, she's been a playable character for actually going on 20 years plus at this point. She's had her own defined character outside of the damsel in distress. She has been actually a very strong playable character. She has had her own story, and there's a lot of people out there that are like, "Oh, she's supposed to be the one that gets kidnapped and captured. That's supposed to be the Mario story." No. That's not the case. It's literally ever since the second game in the series that came out in America that she's been her own person.
That, and if you're gonna stick your mind in, if you're gonna go, I'm gonna walk a mile in another man's shoes. I'm gonna I'm going to think like a villain. If I'm going to kidnap somebody and I want to ransom, for starters, I don't want them to be too annoying because either I'm just going to want to kill them outright. Just saying. 2, they have to be marketable in some way. They have to be so coveted and so necessary. People would beg and plead and give me anything I want for their return. They need to be worth it. And for Peach, and this is from what I've heard in kidnapping situation, sometimes following along keeps you alive a little bit longer to come up with a plan for later.
Mhm.
Chances are they're not worried about you. They have something else going on. You being alive makes it a lot easier because once they start leaving bodies, that's when the police get involved, and that's when shit gets really, really bad really fast. It's easier if the cops aren't involved. So for
Right.
Princess Peach to have a personality, for Princess Peach to show her ability to rule a country, that's going to make someone want to actually take her into their own domain, because then all her land is his land now. So that's what
Her
makes them
land is
distinct.
my
And
land.
again, it's not like Mario's like some brand new game. You know,
Right.
Mario's only been around for like
30 plus years.
30 plus
40
years. So if you're
Right.
still stuck on the original game, that's like being stuck on the original version of Donkey Kong.
Right.
Which is
It's like what we were
reference.
talking about in the previous comment with women in the media that I think we kind of accidentally skipped over, but it kind of ties in to what Oni wanted to say about the women in the media. Do you want to like expand upon that and kind of tie it all together?
If you don't mind, and it won't
No,
take
I don't
too long,
mind at
I
all.
hope.
I didn't realize. I
Um,
thought you were actually finished, so I moved on. But go ahead.
No, I hadn't spoken at that point.
I didn't
when
know.
you
I got so
mentioned
excited
it.
about the topic. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. Women tend to be more affected visibly by social media. So the way women are perceived matters because it varies from culture to culture. And there is a necessary reason why women are expected to be a certain way. Because generally speaking, you kind of need the fate of humanity to keep going by having women around. More women, because it takes longer for gestation to happen than just being able to boink every woman you see.
Giggity, giggity,
But again,
giggity.
This is not to say men are worth less than women. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, you look around different cultures, men, the look may change, but generally speaking, it's kind of similar from region to region. There may be some differences. With women, it's so vastly different. I mean, you find so many different ways in which something is seen as attractive on a woman versus not. And with social media, like, for starters, some people do not understand what real life is, and they think everything on social media is real. These are also, by the same way, the same people who say, don't believe everything you read, don't believe this or that, and you don't believe every fucking thing on Facebook.
Unless it's from Beeman Bandit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you're never going to please everybody. Women do tend to be more agreeable than men as a rule. Very generalized rule, but as a rule. Which means they tend to want to placate, as in keep things smoothed out, try to keep that train rolling. Whereas if you're less agreeable, you're going to want to stand your ground. You're going to put the brakes on it. Not necessarily a bad thing. Neither one are bad. It's just that there's a time and a place and a way to do it. And when it comes to women in real life and women in video games, people have an expectation because
That
all
chicks
of us
need
have
love
an
too.
expectation. Now, it's also because some people, again, don't understand reality versus fantasy, so they expect all women to look like an hourglass. And that's just not the case. It doesn't make anyone with a wrong body It doesn't make anyone with the wrong personality. They don't like change. They have an expectation and they want it met. But the thing is that these are also the same people who probably don't understand that porn isn't real either.
It's not. Wait.
So,
Wait.
and again, on the flip side, this is to women.
So
No
I
man
like where
is
this is
gonna
going.
fit every fucking mold, okay? Porn isn't real either, ladies. Let's be honest. Doesn't make it better or worse. It just means that that's just not real. And so by adding flavor to a character, it should enrich the character. The Mario movie, from what I've seen of clips, it's made with the fans in mind. They know their target audience. I trust Nintendo because Nintendo has consistently for years understood how to cater to their audience, how to be able to adapt and move to a new level, but they still know how to keep their original audience invested while bringing in a new engagement. That's how you do it. And they've had a stronghold on that. How do we know for sure? Because damn near everyone who has a gaming console owns a Nintendo console of some sort. Damn near anyone. They own the portable market. Steam Deck, to my knowledge, can't even hold a candle. Not saying it's failure,
That was a hard miss
but
on my.
it's so Nintendo's going to know what they want.
you don't.
And the thing is that isn't Shigeru
Shit, the bot's
Miyamoto
working.
the creator of Mario, or something to do with Mario? Shigeru Miyamoto.
Yes,
remember-
he is the creator of Mario. Yes,
Yeah, he's still
he was there at the premiere.
he's still advocating for it. So if the
Yeah.
if the guy who made Mario is all for it, then chances are he doesn't really fucking care. And the thing is that, as we've noticed, critics and audiences don't seem to see eye to eye and haven't for several years now. I'm waiting for this to hit the international market.
It
I would be
already
very
has.
curious to see.
Yeah, Japan it's going to be huge, but
Well,
Oh yeah,
if you would,
I'm huge in Japan.
if you don't mind me, piggybacking off
Wow,
of
that went over one's head.
I'm
Please.
okay with nothing.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm sorry.
What was the
okay.
number you said it was going to get? How much it was going to make?
Okay, so it's already opened a few places today in the international markets, and I'm going to make a end weekend prediction of, give or take a little bit, about 300 million by the end of the weekend. And I'm going to throw out a long shot. I think it's going to make $1 billion. And
It's okay to be wrong, but
and I
Wow.
give you multiple reasons why this is going to be a thing.
not going to make it's not going to make $1 billion.
It will.
It won't.
I'm going out there and I'm saying it. I'm throwing it down.
I'm gonna say 625 million. It's not. It's gonna make almost 40% less than your prediction.
You're aiming way short.
I think you're over aiming. I think you're taking an LMG to that guess there. It's not really pinpointing anything.
I'm going to give you multiple reasons why I think so. First of
You
all,
think it's gonna do better than Avatar: The Way of Water?
Avatar: The Way of Water made way more than that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you think it's gonna break. You think it's gonna break that?
It's already broken at this point. It's already broken records for Illuminations movies at this point. It's already broken Disney records.
Well, it's an established character. It's not really a fair assessment.
If you
It's
say
an established. It's like a
Given-
38-year-old character that was multiple generational. So everyone's
Okay,
gonna
yeah,
watch
and-
it,
why.
and yet still some people fuck that up.
right? It's not doing $1 billion. I don't know. What do you guys think? You think who do you think is closer in the chat? You think I'm closer with my more realistic assessment, or is Heroes Pie in the Sky he's going to need 99 guys to get to the end of this level type of guess. One for me, two for Hero.
So while people are going ahead and voting, or not voting in this case,
Yeah. Tyrande, please make the poll. If you can make a poll in there.
I'm going to give you multiple reasons why. One, you
Please.
did throw out there's a possibility of a slight roadblock, but it hasn't proven to amount to anything.
Right.
You
The
did throw
roadblock
out-
I'm referring to.
You're throwing out Dungeons and Dragons. I
Right.
will give you a possibility of, yes, I don't think it's going to have much effect on splitting the base, because your demographic for Dungeons and Dragons is not necessarily strictly kids, whereas the demographic for the Mario movie is aiming at both kids and nostalgia, people of our age.
Right.
Now,
Streamlabs is the timers are working now.
yeah, I did notice
Our
that.
age.
I went in there as you were on the previous thing. I like double checked it and went in and yeah.
And then I will also throw something else out, since you mentioned Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
There is a possibility that
I am the paladin. I will heal you.
the success of John Wick 4.
I don't know. What do they do? What was I last week?
They do lay on hands.
No, I don't know. I don't remember what she did. I think I was like some sort of priest. But go ahead.
You, in the classic basic edition, I had you as a cleric.
That's it,
And
cleric.
then
I couldn't think of the name.
the-
Cleric.
And
Nowhere
in the
near
other,
what
with
I
the
said.
3.5, you were an Illuminarian vision seeker. A paladin isn't typically the healer. You can I think you can learn some healing spells, but cleric tends to be the one with the healing spells when it comes to a classical party.
Gotcha. So I'm a cleric
anyways,
or elimination.
I do think that there is a possibility
Illuminarian.
that Mario
Illuminarian.
could be affected by John Wick 4. I don't think it's going to affect much, because again, it's a different demographic.
Right.
What's coming out in the near future? Next to nothing. There is
Right.
on the horizon, we're close to it, Guardians of the Galaxy. I will say that will
Little
probably
hint of
have an
what we're going to go
effect.
over later. But yeah.
I do think that will play an effect, but I still think that's a different demographic. Oni, go ahead.
Can I shoehorn in something just to prove just how stupid some of these markets are too?
Go ahead.
There's word that HBO wants to make a Doom show.
Oh God.
Yeah, because it's gone so well the first 2 times with making a Doom movie. So I have zero hope, because with all due respect, if I'm in a really foul mood and I need to let out my aggression,
That's every day.
I don't want to watch someone do those things. I want to be the one doing those things. So I'm going to do this really nifty thing called turn on my fucking game station and go kill the demons. I'm not going to watch some TV show person. I want to wear the Doom Slayer armor. I want to be the Doom guy. Not you. Not the TV show fuckers. And besides, they're probably going to fuck it up anyways, because we got to change it. We got to make it something else, because apparently the source material isn't good enough. Then make your own fucking show, because Rings of Power did so well, right? Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
Wanted to put that out there because, of course, with video games into media,
What the fuck?
they want to make another Doom. They want to take another stab at doing Doom, and they need to stop. So,
well, I know Chief is saying that he thinks that my prediction is a
Wrong.
non-starter. He's straight out calling it wrong.
okay, he said the Steam Deck account we had was wrong too. So
yeah,
just remember that.
So what I'm going to drop a little nugget of here.
Whoa,
you drop a lot of nuggets.
Yeah,
a little kernel of truth here. There's already people out there thinking that, stating that Mario is going to be on track for 300 million by the end of the weekend. And as of today's international predictions, it's already done over $124 million on the first day of international.
Yeah.
So,
oh, dude,
we're already coming up on half of Chieftain's prediction, and we're only 5 days in.
Yeah, and you
We're
have
going-
90% to go before you're right. But you know,
let me rephrase that. We will be at the halfway mark to Chiefs prediction by the end of 5 days in. We're going to be
No,
5
we're
days
not.
in on Sunday.
no, we're not. No, we're not. Not gonna happen.
Whoa, dude.
It's fake news. You're just sucking Mario's dick because you have
Probably
something.
not.
You might be getting a check from the Goombas
The Goombas.
Probably not.
or Princess Peach, your side piece. I don't know what your inside track here is.
My side piece is right here on the desk. My side piece is right here.
Oh, okay. That's not a knife. This is a knife.
You say that's a knife. That's a knife.
I like that. I mean, I've got 2 right there too. 2 knives.
Compensating for something.
The
All right.
fact that I like things that go bang
That's
Whoa.
what she said.
frequently.
Thing to make you go. Mm.
So thank you to our boosters, Actinova, Stormwolf Song, The Mariner, Hypernova, and Soda Pop. We appreciate you guys for contributing to our Discord server and going nitro. Apparently, like, servers can make money for the people that create the servers. I don't know. I tagged Hero on it.
I haven't even.
I
Had
told
a
him,
chance to look
hey,
at
there's
it.
a bunch of reading here. You do it because words are hard.
Well, shit.
The turnip doesn't need to compensate. That is true.
Yeah, we missed one apparently.
Karen Death?
Yeah,
What? Who do we miss?
have another? Do we have another one?
Mm.
Another what?
Another booster? Apparently, we missed one.
We did?
Yeah.
Which one?
Turn Death. What's she talking about?
I thought I got everybody.
Purple.
Look at your boosters. Storm? Mariner?
I don't know.
I don't know which one I'm missing. He said himself.
Well, oh, well, okay.
I thought. Why is
Excuse
that
me.
never up? I gotta remember to put it in there. Sorry, Tyrion Death. Yeah, you're important too.
Oh yeah, he is a booster.
Yeah.
Since 7
The
days.
words
ago,
are
Oh, how-
only thing that's hard for Chieftain. Wow.
Everyone's checking like multiple screens, and I'm like, yeah, I got my cell phone up here, so
Yeah, I have my TV, my slide screen, and then you guys with like 8 windows. I need another monitor, but I think my motherboard gives me the ability to get one more monitor. Bless you.
bless you. Don't die.
Graphics
Drink
card.
Wawa.
Yeah, so these are all social media stuff. We're on Kick, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Rumble, Facebook, and more. Check us out and find different dick jokes and Oni making fun of me because it's easy to do that and it's funny. So go check that out. We just dropped 21 videos on our TikTok today. So if you missed some of the stuff recently or not so recently, you might want to go there and check it out and follow us there. We're trying to get to 1,000 views on TikTok so we can do a live feed there, because why not have as many feeds as we can and break toss before we leave Twitch? But anyways,
Go out with a bang.
yeah, she said.
My God.
So this is what I'm really excited about. I saw this trailer and it's really awesome. And if you haven't done so, we're going to check it out right now. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And here is the North American trailer.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord. I formed the Guardians, met a girl, fell in love, That girl died, but then she came back. Came back a total dick.
Oh, please. He left out some important information, but that is the gist of it.
I like her. I don't know why.
My sacred mission is to create the perfect society.
He didn't want to make things perfect. He just hated things the way they are.
Power Rangers.
Yeah.
I want you all to know that I'm grateful to fight beside my friends.
Incinerate them.
Oh.
We were always searching for a family until we found each other.
Cosmo.
Are you ready?
Is that
One last
Thanos'
ride?
brother?
No.
We'll all fly away together. Into the forever and beautiful sky.
Whoever it was that you were in love with, it sounds more like her.
Her? That's ridiculous.
Do not bring me into this.
Knock it off!
What? Just never noticed how black your eyes were.
They were replaced by my father as a method of torture.
He picked a pretty set.
Okay.
That's a lot to break down.
Hold up. Chief, you said this was the American trailer. Say what?
Yeah. So there are two different trailers that were put out. There was a trailer put out for the from Marvel that were in two different. There's the Australian trailer we're going to see in a little bit too, which I saw first, and I was just like, "Wow, that's a totally different taste that they're getting from both the trailers." I don't know why, but the Aussie trailer, the Aussie New Zealand trailer, is funnier. This one's a little bit darker with elements of humor, but the other one is a lot more humorous and pseudo serious. I guess that's the feel I got. But just a little bit about the characters. I like the new Groot. I like he looks kind of bulky. I like the look. I usually don't like change with characters, but I really like that. I really like the young adult Groot there. And of course, you guys know I love Gamora. I have a thing for Zoe. So I always had, she's fucking crazy hot. But I like her in every sci-fi character she plays. I liked her in Avatar, and I liked her in this. I don't know what's happening with the trailer. Unisol, are you even a man?
Are you okay?
I mean,
I'm not gonna go as far as Chief.
she's like,
are you
she's
okay?
like a smoke show. Yeah. Oni, yeah. What's up? What's your opinion?
I can give you some of the pointers that I see and
Yeah,
some of
please.
the speculation that I have.
Yeah, break it down for us,
Okay.
please.
For starters, I do really love how they're integrating, finally, the Guardians of the Galaxy uniform. That uniform that you see Star-Lord in, the navy with red trim, which is, yes, seen also in the Nova Corps to an extent, not exactly the same. That's one of their classic costumes. Seeing Groot grow up, I think, has been a very important part of not just his character, but of the story of Guardians of the Galaxy, because for as much as that they've been through, change has been inevitable for them. And the thing is, there was a storyline, and I don't want to spoil anything that there was a storyline done, and I have a feeling that's what they're going to go with regarding Rocket Raccoon.
Oh damn.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It shows an origin story there, doesn't it?
I would call it more of a story arc.
Rocket Raccoon, because he was experimented on, wound up with some health complications. And in one of the comics, the Guardians of the Galaxy stick with him while he goes through them. And with this, again, this is why time travel is such a difficult thing to deal with storylines, because things get retconned, and it basically gives the assumption that nothing really matters because anything can be changed. The concept of, would you be willing to accept the consequences if something bad happened, but it gave you the people that you love? Would you still want them to go through it if you knew you could change it?
Right. That's the whole Flash trailer, basically.
Because with the Guardians of the Galaxy,
which is a horrible
humanity
character.
likes to work in triads.
Right.
And with the first movie, we see this ragtag group of people coming together through deceit and finally being honest with each other and themselves. And Groot sacrifices himself for his new family and gives us little baby Groot. Second movie, you see a snarky teenage Groot.
Right.
But then the family grows a little bit bigger.
Right.
And
you
then
get
Endgame
Nebula
happens
in
and
there,
Gamora
and you
dies.
get that. Right.
But with this one, what I heard is that the actor of Rocket Raccoon wants to move on to other projects, which is totally fine. With that, this could be I know they're going to want to keep, Marvel's going to keep milking this fucking cow till it's dead.
Oh, yeah.
But the concept of when you gain something, you have to sacrifice something in return. You have to be willing to give up something, even if
Equivalent
all it is naivete.
exchange.
Yes. So you'll be willing to give up being ignorant of certain things in order to gain knowledge, or you have to sacrifice a piece of yourself in order for other people to live. And with this, what it could be is Rocket Raccoon facing his mortality, especially because, he's a small mammalian creature. They don't tend to live very long compared to humans or other alien species. And Groot Groot kind of becoming a man with the group. He's not just a child anymore. He's an adult. Star-Lord dealing with the whole, this is the image of the woman I love, but this is not the woman I fell in love with. Can you still love her? Could you still fall in love with her again?
I don't think that's the question. I think the question is, can she fall in love with him? I don't think the other way is going to be that hard.
Well,
but
I mean, they did show some.
You'd be surprised.
I think I would be. Yeah.
You did see some questionability thrown in there with the way he was looking at
Nebula.
Nebula.
That's right. Thank you for reminding me.
Here's
and
the
then
thing.
she was like, "Stop that." That was funny as hell
When
to me.
Go ahead, Oni. Yeah, that was funny.
To use the example of, could you fall in love with the same person even if they aren't the same as who they used to be?
That's a great question too. So.
Well, because that's what happens when people go through things. When you go through grief,
as a person.
Yes, but let's say you go through grief. It changes you, and who you become in that time of grieving initially, that may not be someone that the people who love you or know you very well recognize. Going through trials and tribulations, you may unlock aspects of yourself that you didn't realize you had. And that could change you to the extent where people don't recognize you anymore. Or when the puppy love comes off, you take off your rose-colored glasses and you realize what that love, especially when it comes to any form of commitment, this is platonic, romantic, I don't care, any form of love, it's a verb. You don't just, it's not just the fuzzy feeling of being warm and comfortable with somebody or feeling safe. It's dedicating yourself through loyalty, through actions, to stick by them, even when they're being a complete jackass to you, even when you want to smack them upside the head, because they could be going through something, or you could be really upset at them, and you could be completely valid. You could be in the right, but you still love them, so you still treat them with respect. So that, and when someone wrongs you, it changes how you look at them. Could you still love them knowing that they've hurt you like that? So with Star-Lord, especially, usually being seen as, rambunctious, young and hip and all that, or, he wants to be hip. Being a more mature side of him could be a really great end to the trilogy and sort of his really late blooming life story. I don't know. We'll see. It did look like they introduced, I know they've been talking about it for a long time, finally introducing a character who was in the original series of the Infinity Gauntlet and the Infinity Wars, one of the people who actually, had the Infinity Gauntlet with Thanos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy was flying through
Warlock?
space, that guy? Adam Warlock, that's who it is. Thank you.
Sentry is how I knew him, if I recall.
Sentry. Ooh.
Kind of a dick.
Whoa.
Yeah, Sentry was not a great character in my opinion.
I'm pretty sure it's the same dude. Fucking asshole. But again,
I'm sorry, Oni. Go ahead.
Adam Warlock. Uninsult said.
Oh Jesus, Adam Warlock.
Damn.
Adam Warlock was, if I remember correctly, was Thanos' son.
Okay, there was some sort of relation to Thanos somewhere. I knew that.
I don't remember hearing that. I know the Celestials were like, hey, you should protect the gauntlet so that it never gets used the way Thanos used it again. And then the bitch fucking did it.
Oh,
because he's an asshole.
I don't know. As far as Sentry goes, I don't know. I don't remember his storyline. He wasn't a very popular character for a very long time.
When we get offline, someone explained to me the ether turning into an Infinity Stone when we get offline. It's a long story. I don't want to do it on the live, but
no, that's fair. It's yeah. I don't really remember.
I have another trailer if you guys. I'm sorry.
Oh shit.
When you're done, we can play the other trailer. Yeah, I'll let you finish your thought, and I'll load the other trailer. You tell me when you're ready.
No, please go ahead. I don't know where I was going to go with that.
No,
I was too, but
go ahead. Go do your thoughts, and we'll do it.
Yeah, I got a lot of sense from this trailer. I will say that if there's one thing that I can say is that James Gunn has done right by this particular story arc and these set of characters for quite some time.
The first time you had a right opinion all night. Good job, hero.
I'm not terribly a huge James Gunn fan, but I will say that I've loved what he's done with this. I don't have high hopes for him over at DC anymore, considering all the announcements they've done. If I had any inkling of what's going on here, is it looks like they're finally picking up the storyline that they teased in the end credits scene from Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And it looks also like it looks most certainly obvious that we're following the Rocket Raccoon story arc.
Yeah.
I feel like the way the trailer is written, they're going to go for a conclusion arc, and we've hinted around at it, but I'm not going to throw it out there. What I will say is I have a feeling that people's expectations are going to be met and exceeded with this story arc. It looks to me like they're going to go for a conclusion for more than one character.
What's this positivity we're hearing from Hero tonight? Wow.
Bro.
He's got like he's got 2 home runs. He's like, this is gonna do great. This is awesome. This is gonna do great. Are we in another different universe tonight?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll fill in our daily quota of fuck this shit. Don't worry.
I want to know.
Don't worry.
I want to know what
I'm
Soda
not
has to
all
say. He's been really
positivity
quiet.
I'll be honest. I'm not all positivity on this. I look at this as I have high hopes.
Yeah.
But I don't know if the trend for Guardians is going to continue because of the shit storm that surrounds Guardians in the Marvel universe right now. So when you
don't know where they tie in.
Oh, I mean, they're gonna tie it in for sure. That's not my problem.
What you're saying is that you don't know how they're gonna tie in, so you're kind of like out, for lack of a better term, out either.
It's. I have a feeling that it's going to be a good movie,
right?
But it's not gonna be received well because Disney's got their head stuck up their 5th point of contact.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be better than the Ant-Man movie that just came out.
Yeah, if it doesn't do better than the Ant-Man movie, then we got bigger problems.
Love and Thunder, Doctor Strange, the Multiverse of Madness.
I think it's gonna blow everything else out, but I wonder.
The
first
last
of all,
good movie
the
they
number
had
you
was
threw out there
Spider-Man.
jokingly, the number you threw out there jokingly was embarrassingly low. I think it's going to do a lot more than.
It's going to do more than Ant-Man, but not as much as you think it's going to do.
Oh, it's going to.
I think it's going to make its money back, but I don't know how much it's going to make. Well, are they? Is this Phase 5?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's
still Phase 5. Okay.
Wait,
but
what?
Phase 5 began
What the
with
fuck did that happen?
With Ant-Man.
Yeah, Ant-Man Phase 5. Yeah.
Ant-Man fucking flopped.
I know it did, but I'm just trying to rationalize that when Phase fucking
I got my
5
Ant-Man
now,
popcorn helmet.
I remember reading in the newspapers when Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk were the first things coming out in those theaters. I don't know what the fuck happened at the time. What happened? I don't understand.
I've been binge
scared.
watching Phase the Infinity War saga. I've been binge watching it. I didn't this week. I didn't have time, but I don't know what I'm up to now. I can't remember, but it's crazy like how far, like, oh my god.
Oh, Elseworlds. Forgot
I
about Elseworlds.
I will say, here's a really fucked up theory that I know it's not going to happen, but just imagine how many hearts could be broken if the Guardians of the Galaxy wind up making their own kind of timeline, and each of them is a part of their new Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh god.
Oh Jesus.
Because Groot could easily be the glove because he keeps them all together, and then each one of them represents a stone. Just given that everyone had a different colored spacesuit, which looked kind of sus. Just saying, among us.
That's so funny.
But just what if you want to break people's hearts, that's what they could have done. So
Rogue Raven.
Oh, Rogue Raven says, "Don't bring that bad juju in here, Oni."
So I'm gonna just put this out there. I definitely think that Guardians of the Galaxy will outperform the money loss of Phase 4, because the reality is that Marvel lost significant money in Phase 4.
Yeah.
They lost.
They did.
I mean, they're not going to make it back.
I think that Guardians of the Galaxy will eclipse it all, but I think that's going to be the only one. And I'm not confident that it's going to exceed by a whole hell of a lot, but I think it will blow everything else out. But I also think that its success is going to be dampened by the failure of everything else that's happened. Like, let's be honest. Everything before it, after Endgame, with the exception of a few great highlights like Spider-Man, which wasn't all Marvel.
Open your ears, Soda.
I'm here.
All right.
Fucking Spider-Man. The only one out of Phase 4 that did good. But
yeah.
Beyond that, I think I really do think that Guardians of the Galaxy is going to blow everything else out in by leagues, but I don't think it's going to perform exceedingly well. I'm not going to give it 100 billion or 100 billion. I'm not going to give it $1 billion mark, but I'm not going to say low like 250 million.
Yeah, I gotta see. I gotta look at when the release date is. I might have to modify the number. If it's in the summer, it'll be higher. But yeah. You guys want to see the New Zealand one that I found?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, it's okay. It's an intelligent dialogue. So, where'd she go? Up.
Whoa.
Sorry,
Whoa,
I accidentally hit the wrong button and it changed my window. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
I do that all the time. Welcome to my world.
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm Star-Lord. I formed the Guard.
All right, here's a new one.
There we go. Already, it's a
We
completely
were
different
gone
tone.
for quite a while. But no matter what happens next, the galaxy still needs its guardians.
Hello, we come in peace.
Come on, Drax. Seriously, dude.
I mean,
No! Ow! Hey!
Jesus.
Don't forget where we came from.
We have been running our whole lives.
Pete, I'm done running. We'll all fly away together. One last time. Into the forever. That beautiful sky. We
And we'll kill anyone who gets in our way.
No, not kill anyone.
Kill a few people.
Kill no people.
Kill one guy, one stupid guy who no one loves.
Now you're just making it sad.
That's Oni in Drax's body.
my whole family, we have all had that conversation of just because you kill someone doesn't make you a bad person. Oh, thanks.
Whoa.
Was that real or? So trust me, yeah, that's totally our family. I was like, this is why I love Drax. As if I needed a reminder. I love him. He's such an interesting character. It does seem with the Australian trailer, there's a little bit more revealed quietly, subtly. So it does. I still get the feeling that they're going to go into Raccoon's origin story. But what it seems like is for the third part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, they're going to each relive their origin story of what really kickstarted them going on the path of becoming a Guardian of the Galaxy. Rocket Raccoon, that was his experiments. I don't know too much about Mantis, but it seemed like something for her. With Star-Lord, it was him losing his mother. So I'm wondering if it's, in a way, they're reliving all of this and still deciding that no matter what changes we could have made, who we are now is possibly for the best. And that even though it's tough, even though it wasn't all fun and it sucked, the good parts made it all worthwhile. So maybe that's what'll happen. So we'll see.
Soda?
I just remember saying something about Guardians of the Galaxy, and Hero was talking some shit last time I brought him up. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I said they need to make
Hey,
more
don't
movies like
start a fight yet.
Guardians.
We gotta.
Yeah, you remember that? It's on a clip.
It is. He did say that a while back. He
Yeah.
did.
I
That's a good memory.
don't.
He did.
Yeah, I have a very good
I
memory.
don't remember. Honestly,
Let's go to the clip.
I honestly
Don't start a
don't
fight
know
yet.
what
We
you're
gotta
talking
sell
about.
tickets first.
I mean, we've all been wrong.
I honestly
Some more than others.
don't know what he's talking about. So
We were talking about movies or something. I was like, they need to make more movies like Guardian of the Galaxy and Rocket Raccoon. You were like, you know, your little thing.
To be fair, I think it was because there were at the time Marvel had fired James Gunn. They didn't want him because of shit he said 10 years ago plus. And since he went with DC, people were like, "Oh, he's never going to make another Guardians of the Galaxy movie." And David Bautista was like, "I'm not doing it unless he's back on." And I guess people got their wish.
Yeah.
Maybe this is just me, devil's advocate here.
The animal said he's coming back, but only if that guy's coming back.
I will definitely say that I did not care as much for Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Right.
I will admit that. I felt that entire story arc was that entire story arc for that movie was odd.
It was just fucking weird. It was totally weird.
I liked the play on emotions with the character development and the characters that they ran with. I liked
His
all
dude
of that.
his father was a planet. I'm like confused.
Yeah.
But like
I
the
liked
whole
it.
well,
Like a Rick and Morty
Ego, as far as a character in the Marvel universe goes, I'll be honest, there was no easy way to portray Ego. But
Unless you show Galactus eating him, that's it. Or Marvel zombies.
Yeah, I will be honest there. That they to be honest, there is no good or easy way to portray Ego. But I will say again, just as far as the second movie goes in that one, I wasn't as big of a fan. I liked the story, I liked the character development, I liked the effects, but I did not feel as positive about that one.
Right.
I like the Guardians of the Galaxy whole storyline that they've done in the movies.
I like Gamora.
We all know why.
I'm there for Gamora.
But
and you know
as
what?
Far as that goes,
Nebula's awesome too. So
yeah. But as far as what I said, those clips are out of context, right?
No.
Yeah, they're designed for that way.
No, that was actually in context. Yeah, I watched the clip several times. You should watch our clips. They're pretty good.
I watched.
And you guys can watch them now on TikTok or YouTube Shorts. Check us out on youtube.com/lagginout.
You should give them a like.
I'm going to ask a question. No one has to answer. This is just something to think about. Regarding Guardians of the Galaxy 2, which, in my defense, have not seen, but I do know what happens in the movie. It's been out for a few years. Whatever. Could it be possible that your feelings regarding that movie could be based on your own experiences regarding a father figure in your life? You don't have to answer that out loud.
That's an interesting take, Oni.
But
I don't think my dad ever
I'm
wanted to
wondering
kill
about
me.
that.
I will.
Maybe he did.
I will be very blunt in that most of my life, most of my upbringing, my dad was always a positive figure in my life. It was after my formative years when things got odd. But now he's back on the straight and narrow. So
I used to get screamed at till the point of tears.
Yeah, that's not like me, but that was tough love back in my day.
I couldn't do it. My mom
But that's
says
an
I was the
interesting-
sensitive one.
Oh, sorry. But that's an interesting perspective there, Oni. As expected of somebody so insightful. I'll put it that way.
Well, I think it's because in the media, although yes, I do appreciate your flattery. In the media, the portrayal of a father, a true father, is very contentious because motherhood is sort of seen as a given, but somehow fatherhood isn't. And yet we see all these mothers who treat their women, their children like shit. But then you see fathers who, you see men actually trying to be the father they wish they had. And for starters, for a Marvel movie to actually touch on such a subject, to say something as poignant through a character as he may have been your father, but he was never your daddy, that means something. And especially to a man who doesn't quite know his identity, that means something. So I was just curious because each of us have a different relationship with our fathers. And I'm not saying it was all smooth sailing, but I do wonder how it could impact how we perceive things, because there's sort of a general understanding your mom always loves you, even if, you know, if she kind of wants to wring your neck every once in a while, she still loves you. But when it comes to the father, there's something almost not on a higher level, but in a different way. He shows love in a different way. But most people don't want to talk about that. So a lot of guys, if they become a father, they have to almost learn how to navigate that alone, because some of them don't have that father figure, but also the sense of identity you get with a father figure, especially if you didn't have one in your formative years. To suddenly have one and it shakes you to your core, you kind of rediscover who you are. So I was just curious. I didn't want to share anything that's private.
Oh, no, you're fine.
Not my business, but I was just curious because it's like bigger picture kind of things.
Yeah, fuck you, Oni. It's none of your damn business. No, just kidding.
If I felt that way, I'll be honest with you. If I felt that way, I'd have told it to her face directly, and she'd probably be like, "Okay, that's fair.
I deserve that."
Well, off air, we know.
I tried to...
Yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, like off air, we know about
politely,
everyone else's fathers and that stuff, and stuff that we don't discuss publicly. So you were kind of treading, like you were walking on eggshells, and I think you did it well. So
thank you. Thank you.
Are you ready for your segment?
Oh boy. Okay, let's kick this pig.
Let's roll it. Yeah, it worked. All right.
Good. I ain't gonna lie, I love that opener for her.
It's a great opener.
That's like a fucking wrestling opener for her.
Here we go, weighing 105 pounds, originally from San Jose, California. Please welcome Blacklight Oni.
Let's get ready to rumble.
She's got the guns. Look out, Rhea Ripley. She's coming for your title. No!
Yeah, let me...
I couldn't get his reaction fast enough. I couldn't clip it fast enough. There it is.
Let's go down the rabbit hole. So, apparently, Wizards of the Coast had a not really Dungeons and Dragons convention, but basically a summit, a Dungeons and Dragons summit for the collaborators, which is good. It's good. You know, you get your people together, people who market for you, people who use your product and stuff, you know, talk about, hey, these are the changes we're planning on making. We want to hear what your feedback is, this, that, and the other. Well.
Do I have news for you?
Yes, yes, I do. So when you do these kinds of things, especially when you've got PowerPoints and videos and things, technology is involved. You tend to try to make sure it works. And apparently, Wizards of the Coast had a lot of technical difficulties. Now, you could go, hey, Laggin Out, you have a lot of technical difficulties. Yeah, we're also not in front of that many people. And the software we have is kind of limited. If you are at a convention hall and you're inviting shareholders, you're inviting guests who use your product, who market for you, people who put your name on their marketing, tend to pay a little bit more. You tend to have people who pay for that shit to make sure it runs. They didn't. On top of that, it apparently, according to those who did go to the summit, people were mentioning it felt more like an advertising campaign about what was going on with Wizards of the Coast and Dungeons and Dragons. They're calling the newest edition that they're planning on coming out with regarding the Dungeon Master's Manual and the Monster Manual. They're planning on calling it 5, Dungeons and Dragons 5. We're currently in 5e, so it's kind of confusing. And they weren't going to clarify that either. They were like, no, it's called 5. Everyone else was like, so that's not confusing at all to you? And and then it became a roast, essentially, of Wizards of the Coast, which I find fucking hilarious. You invite all these guests so that you try to show off instead of being reminded of all of your failures in the last year, let alone the last 3 months. And then they just flip it on their head and roast the fuck out of you. I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall. Right. Art. But, of course, that wasn't the end of it. Oh, no. Wizards of the Coast decided they just had to go for broke.
More.
So they went for woke.
Oh.
They've decided, given the climate, given the political spectrum and all that,
they wanted to lose money.
They are going to be removing 2 races that have been in existence for a very long time. They are removing half-elves and half-orcs. Now, these are 2 races which were specified in players' handbooks for a very long time now. I know it's in 3.5. There are specific bonuses in and flavor text that regard these 2 groups. And they're removing it because they believe it is racist. That having these groups with these different bonuses would be racist. There's no point. So what they're opting to have is you can make a character that looks like both, but you will have to choose the racial stats of one or the other. Which everyone is calling it what it is, which is racist. Because that's what it is. I would understand if what they said was, we understand a lot of people like to add a lot of flavor, a little bit of spice to their characters. So instead of having these 2 races specified, what we're going to do is we're going to release them as subspecies or sub-templates, and instead have a template for half races. So you can sort of figure out how to balance them out. How you know, if you're going to have, this is the bonuses, this has to be negated because, you know, you can't be too OP, but, you know, this is how to make a half race, half species.
Sounds gay.
So you kind of blend into the world, but they don't do that. Now, what's interesting is that they didn't say they were getting rid of mongrel kin. Mongrel kin.
What about mugbloods?
are
Jesus.
creatures, they're beings, they're people. But they are of such mixed ancestry that they have traits from many different races to the point where they could almost blend in with any of them. So they might be short enough where they look like a dwarf, and you might think they're a dwarf. Or, hey, they're, half or quarter dwarf. But someone else might look at them and go, oh, I see, they look kind of like Asimar to me. They look a little angelic. Or, hey, they look a little bit like a tiefling. Like they may have a little bit of fiend in there. They're basically mutts, which is a great blend. I love that. The reason why this really bothers me is it's so blatantly stupid to try to say, oh, we don't want to be racist. Do you know how many people are of mixed ancestry, you dumb fucks?
Right.
Are you serious? You're telling me that you can look diverse, but you cannot actually be diverse. You're telling me that someone who has the races of 2 or more groups running through their veins will not encounter different situations.
Like Scottish, Irish, and Japanese, just an example.
Whoa.
For starters, one, point to me anyone who's pure race, pure ancestry. Fucking dare you. It's not going to happen. 2, you're telling me that I can only choose one. So you're telling me I need to deny half my family. I have never been okay with that.
Right.
Fun fact, certain government forms still don't have an option for mixed race. For example, one of the permits I have didn't have mixed race as a valid option. You could only choose either, you're black, you're white, you're Asian, you're Native American, you're this, that, and the other. You couldn't choose mixed. I have encountered this multiple times, and it bothers me because so many people here are mixed race. It's a government form. You'd think it'd be a pretty general option. You could put other and say mixed race, but they don't have that. You have to pick one.
They shouldn't have race on there in the first place because it doesn't make a difference. If a person is qualified for a position, why the fuck is your gender and your race even incorporated in there?
Well, because this is a permit, this has nothing to do with that. This is for statistical analysis regarding your ethnicity in certain federal forms. This has nothing to do with a job. This is a permit that has nothing to do with a job.
Oh, okay, just for classification purposes.
Yes, that's the only times I've ever seen them. But
I still don't like that either.
For this permit, decided to choose Asian. Why? Because, well, it's got to get that Asian representation up. Show them all these people with the permits. But every time I encountered that, it always bothered me because my dad has shared something, and I know he means it well from the bottom of his heart. But every time I hear it, it makes me feel dirty because I don't want him to think this. He has said, if it helps you, then go ahead and emphasize you being half Japanese. Because some people, that's what they're going to look at. Play the field. And I understand what he's saying. But it bothers me that in order to get ahead, I basically had to deny half my family. For as topsy-turvy and absolutely batshit crazy some of us are, they're still family. I'm still part of this clan, as fucked up as it is. I didn't get here in a vacuum. He was integral in my formative years and me as an adult. I do not like having to think that some people would want me to deny that part of my family because, it's not, whatever. No, I am Black Light Oni. These are the people who made me who I am. If you don't like that, then you don't like me. And you can dislike me for being me, but you won't say that to the people who got me here to who I am today. You don't get to say that shit to them. say it to me, but don't say it to them. And
Right.
the idea that it's somehow racist to say, oh, well, it's racist to have these mixed race creatures when there's no other things, and it shows that there's a difference in these individuals. Yeah, no shit. Guess what? There's differences in people. But you saying that you can only choose one or the other regarding racial bonuses, regarding any bonuses whatsoever, that's racist. And
Sounds gay to
you
me.
not wanting to be racist has made you racist. So, if you're going to go with this route, fucking go ahead and take out tieflings because they're mixed race. Take out Asmar because
I'm
they're mixed
offended.
race.
Something's
Take out
called a
Mongrelkin.
chiefling?
What?
Something's called a chiefling?
Tiefling.
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 Get rid of all the mixed race groups because clearly you don't like it when people play fair.
They are.
Right.
They are. It's all half races, all half breeds.
Fucking stupid, dude.
But
everything's got to have a fucking like a parade, as I like to say. Not really. I don't like to say that, but it seems like they're almost looking for a pure race, which is the complete opposite of what they're trying to do.
My arm's getting
which
tired.
is stupid. But yeah, go ahead, Hero. Sorry. I have my stream deck open over everything. I'm fixing stuff as I go. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
So,
I shouldn't be doing that, but yeah. Sorry, sir.
At the risk of sounding patronizing, Oni, if I may offer some insight to something that you had mentioned, you kind of expressed discomfort at having to identify something specific out of your heritage. To probably put it into a perspective that I'm sure your dad would appreciate. I'm kind of stretching and assuming much in saying that. It's not your fault that something so shallow matters so much to other people. But if they're going to be so shallow as to look for something so, it's not dumb. I want to say a lot of choice words, but your race, your makeup, your heritage, your history is not dumb. But for somebody to look at something so skin deep, that's their fault.
Right.
That's their bigotry. What your dad is suggesting is use their weaknesses against them. And then exceed their expectations.
I don't want you to think that maybe I didn't word it right.
Maybe not, but I just
don't want
to
you to
allay
think
I'm sorry. I just want to allay your concerns. I know it makes you feel uncomfortable to use something like that in such a way.
No, it does. And I know my dad doesn't mean it to be mean. He's not meaning it like it's my fault, which is, again, that's another thing is when Wizards does stuff like this, when they're saying, oh, these half races, there's just no reason to have them. You should just, you can look at, but you just pick the race, pick the qualifying characteristics of only one of those species. It's almost like they're penalizing people for being mixed race. As if you're not pure blood. You're unworthy of choosing both of them. Right. You can only have one. It's your parents' fault. You get to bear the sins of your parents.
That's funny.
Need I remind you that, because there's also a lot of really horrible stereotypes. Like, it's always an Asian woman who winds up with a white man because she can't help but fall in love with the colonizer. That shit fucking happens. Like, it's so annoying.
How many times I've been called colonizer?
It also could.
My name's Chieftain. I'm called colonizer.
Whoa.
Maybe it's just that the guy fell in love with the woman. He didn't realize that she was out there. Maybe he was looking in all the wrong places, and he finally lands in the one place, and he finds her, and they connect, and they have a beautiful love. What's wrong with that? It sounds like someone's just butthurt. So I know my dad only means it out of love, and he has never made me feel like I should pick only one or the other, but when it comes to family, because my dad has this thing called common sense and wisdom. He's such an interesting man. I hope you all get to meet him in some way, shape, or form. he always hated how binary people got when it came to shit like that. But he also understands that sometimes it's just a tool. You just need to get through it so that you can go play the game the way you want to. Prove you can play the game how they want while you're actually playing on a totally different level. Because then they can't even comprehend the moves you're going to make. So this whole Wizards of the Coast thing really just pisses me off. It's just so much bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
And if you look at the comments, it gets ugly because so many people who are mixed race are like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I'm like,
the game's supposed to be an element of escapism, not political.
Right.
Like everything's political now, so
they get called to task so hard. I have seen these comments. It is brutal as fuck. Now, I'd like
some people
to...
are going, well, they're being taken out of context, and it's
no, they're not.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
Their fucking marketing director came out and said on a podcast that he could not wait for all of these cis white males to leave the hobby. Like
they do realize that some of the biggest
idiotic jackass.
some of the biggest creations to come from Dungeons and Dragons had like other people involved, like these really interesting people called women. A woman was one of the main people in charge of the Dragonlance series when it first started.
She was a brilliant author. I loved her work. I think she was the one that created the character of Elminster. I could be wrong.
So it boggles my mind how by trying to not be racist, they wind up being racist, and then looking at themselves like, but why is no one siding with me? And the whole point of the flavor text is just to give you ideas on how to play a character, how a person could feel in these shoes. Half elves and half orcs had a very interesting flavor text. With half elves, it's because they age a little slower than humans, but they live so much longer, so they don't really fit in with either side of the family. That's why they tend to go off adventuring. And with half orcs have a really bad reputation because of how aggressive they've had to be on their life circumstances. So a half-orc child is seen as hyper aggressive and brutish to the humans, but weak to the other orcs. It's like they just can't win. And it's flavor text. I just don't understand how you could want to destroy these worlds of these different concepts where people fill in these shoes and go, holy shit, I feel that. I can relate to this character of feeling lost, of feeling like I don't know if I truly belong here, if there is somewhere I can truly belong.
Since you've been gone.
So I'm sorry, I didn't mean to turn this into an emotional rant. I knew it was going to wind up being an emotional rant. So did you have any thoughts? Because I'm sure you probably have seen some of this shit go down.
I'm sorry.
I probably feel the same way the way you felt during the wrestling segment.
There is some context to offer to kind of expand.
Asked if Soda had thoughts.
I'm sorry.
Who's Soda?
Never mind.
Sorry.
I was about to say something when you jumped in, and then never mind. I was following the thread.
He's so frustrated.
Who? Hero or me?
Hero's frustrated.
Oh. Go ahead, Hero. It's your thing. I play D&D since 90. Oh, yeah.
Since
90.
Jesus was a cleric?
Yeah. Basically.
Dude, wouldn't he be Asimar, though?
Probably. Some sort of a celestial type class.
I mean, honestly, the way you guys have been talking about D&D for the last year and a half, I wouldn't play it if you paid me. I mean, that's how I feel
kind of
right
how
now.
I feel at this point. And truthfully, if it's not 3.5, I'm not interested at this point.
3.5.
But I there were some points that I think I interpreted the summit slightly, some of the things that happened in the summit slightly differently from you, Oni. That's not to say I'm right or you're right, or I'm wrong or you're wrong, but the whole thing with the one D&D, as they portrayed it when it was first announced, it was supposed to be Real Graven. It was supposed to be a new
When you come down to
edition.
Florida,
It was supposed to be a new edition of D&D. That's the way it was initially portrayed. But then they announced that it's not actually a new edition. It's not even a rules update, which is usually how you go from, like, say, example 3 to 3.5. It is a rules update, but it's not a new expansion to the rule set like 3.5 was to 3. Like, that's like where I see a lot of the confusion coming in. Like, all these people are like, oh, so this is now 6E. 1D is 6E now. No. It's still 5E. Then it's 5.5 question mark? No, it's still 5E. Y'all are fucking stupid for doing that.
let's go.
No,
Just can
that's
we just
the
all?
thing, though. If there's a difference, why would you name it the same thing? What's the difference then? Why are we changing anything? But it's not the same. Why are we using the same fucking name? It like that just. Why would you confuse yourselves? If your customers are going to be confused by this, I guarantee fucking to you, your marketing teams and all the people behind the scenes are probably going to be confused by this too.
Oh shit.
I understand what you're saying. I just don't understand the whole, why couldn't you change it to literally anything else? You could call it
why couldn't
update.
you use common sense, I think is what you're trying to say.
Just labels that don't contradict each other. That would be like, this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, but it's relative to what we're working on right now at my work. Going to have 2 garments. They look kind of similar, use the same material, but they're not quite the same because one is a skirt and one's a kilt. Well, it's the same thing. The fuck it's not. This is a skirt. This is a kilt. That's why you have 2 different fucking terms. You're just jealous you can't rock a kilt.
I can rock a fucking kilt. I can do it.
I don't want to see that.
I'm just saying random shit.
Damn.
You would see that? All right. After we talk about the Fat Jedi Challenge, we'll talk about that. Because people, I know people are waiting with bated breath for the Fat Jedi Challenge.
Oh boy. May the Force be with us.
Oh my God, there was too much force in my pants because they're too tight. The button's gonna come out so quickly it's gonna kill somebody.
Well, damn.
I just put a clip in my other shot, so my 2 shots. So I just used it and it works. Yay.
But hey, at least the movie seems to be doing okay. There's a guy I follow. I'm gonna shill him because he's hilarious as fuck. Possum Reviews.
I think I've heard of him.
He's great.
He finally was able to update the not bad movies section, and he put it in that section.
The Irish G-Man.
Hey,
oh, Irish. Wow, what are you doing up so late, G-Man?
What up, dude?
Watching this apparently.
He must have seen our clip on TikTok where he was in it. He's like, oh, I got to say hi to these guys because he just dropped a clip on TikTok today.
So no one please spoil it for me. I don't want to be spoiled of it. For once, this might actually be a movie I actually want to watch.
I love G-Man's edits on Instagram, by the way.
But hey, the movie might actually be good. So if Possum Reviews says it's good, it's probably really good. And that's comforting because we all know the marketing campaign fucking sucked. So
oh yeah,
for once it didn't bite them in the ass. But I doubt it'll save the movie series is probably still going to be sold with the movie making side of the house. But apparently all the people who were actors and actresses in that team They actually play D&D, and that warms my cold dead heart, because they're actually being able to enjoy the pastime just together. So they can act out those scenes because they're role playing on the small scale and then they're role playing on the big scale, and just communing together. That's all it was supposed to be, was to come together to play a game. That's all it was supposed to be. But Wizards of the Coast is trying to dismantle everything that made the game good. As to quote people who actually could word it better than I could, what's the point of having heroes or going through a journey if everything's easy and handed to you? The whole point is to overcome things, to overcome challenges. So, yeah, Wizards of the Coast. So glad I have the PDFs and I don't rely on you, because holy shit.
Good
holy
grief.
shit, you were an embarrassment.
I
cannot
can't
wait till Hasbro. I'm waiting for Hasbro to have to sell them at a loss, because I would fucking laugh. Because also, their March of the Machines, yeah, they kind of fucked that up too. Because, spoiler alert, the Phyrexians lose. Also, they finally allowed Chandra and Nissa to finally share a kiss. So,
Well, there you go.
because they kept apparently pussyfooting around it, because they keep going on about diversity and shit, and yet they won't have two ladies actually just have some happiness by being together. The irony is that Nissa is an elf druid and Chandra is a pyromancer, so that's the funny part. But hey, they finally got to have a kiss. It only took them how many years? So yeah, it's funny how they love to emphasize how much they are about, being for the progressive movement, and yet they seem to just stretch their feet or land in every fucking pothole. Wizards of the Coast has had more potholes than the state of Wisconsin. That's impressive.
That says a lot.
Yeah. So I'm just putting that out there. So
yeah, like literally
I'll
the
stick to
progression.
3.5.
The progression of the tanking of Wizards of the Coast goes. We're on the rise with Dungeons and Dragons.
You gotta read that. Gotta read that first.
What is it? Version first edition. Then you have your AD&D and second edition. Then you go to 3.
Basic set to 3.
And then 3.5 is the peak. And then they transition over to 4th edition. Once they hit 4th edition, they said, let's make it like World of Warcraft, so it's easier on the DM and players, which really just meant let's just take all the creativity out of it and make it easier for the DMs to orchestrate a game and take all the customization out. And that's when everything just kind of goes, oh, hey, look, a cliff.
Well, here's
and
Irish G-Man says,
bad.
Irish G-Man says,
continue.
I am progressively becoming unreasonable.
Fair. I don't think 5e is bad. It's a different flavor than what I'm used to, but it's not inherently bad. The issue I have with what Wizards of the Coast is doing is they're trying to make money off of something that was never really profitable to begin with. And instead, they're just fucking everything up now. So Wizards originally, last I checked, you have to rely on intelligence in order to cast your spells. Clearly, this wizard didn't fucking pass any of those saves or checks. And whatever coast there was has gone right off the cliff.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to call their company anymore.
So,
but I'm just saying.
I would point out, and this might be something that current us would have caught a couple of years ago if we had known what Wizards was progressing towards. The whole thing with race being an issue, quote unquote, began when they started taking racial bonuses from character development in early 5th edition. And Actually, I think it's something started at the end of 4th edition where they they changed the concept of how race bonuses worked in 4th edition. Instead of your race actually affecting your stats, it affected your quote role play, your character heritage and lineage, instead of actually giving you feats and bonuses. Like having the racial features of an elf implied that you're more dexterous than, say, a human counterpart, but half elves would get a partial dex bonus, not as much as a purebred elf would, because, well, humans aren't as dexterous as elves, so it would kind of stand to reason that you'd split the difference. Well, they stopped that in 4th edition, and then they took it a step further in what they're updating to now with 5th and, well, 1D&D, whatever the fuck that is now, where they're
anyone
taking
who has
half-breeds
5th
out.
edition. I'm sorry to interrupt. Anyone who has 5th edition in the chat, can you confirm this? I don't know if you do, Magma, but is this fucking true? Did they take out racial bonuses? Even though that's kind of what made certain races really fun to play, was because, holy shit, I'm a nightmare to people.
I don't see
Because-
Magma in the chat. I could be wrong.
No, I'm seeing it online.
You were
Someone-
sleeping. Your disease came out of your head.
Oh.
Huh?
Well, no, Soda's just fucking with us. So is Chieftain at this point, but
I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna have to ask, because that's some fucked up shit right there.
Yeah, that was
because,
something that,
like-
that was another that's racist moment for them.
Okay, tell them to Star Wars. Okay, I have a Colicoid character. I've only played him like twice, and he was a fucking abomination. I loved him. He had. Hang on. How much was his charisma modifier again? Let's see. It's
God.
to put it nicely, not good. He has. Come on, where are you, my buddy? Where are you, my buddy? I think that's him. It is. I found him.
I don't have any hero Oni.
Oh.
He has. Oh wait, no, that's not him. I was wondering why the numbers were so high. Yeah, he has there's a species of a -6 charisma modifier, and I rolled one of the numbers I rolled was 4, so he has a -3 modifier. So he has a 1 charisma essentially. He's ugly, and he's ugly to other people too. It's great, super smart, but he is not good to people. So it makes it fun to play because you've got an insect who is super smart and yet super dumb when it comes to social graces. That's the fun part. Why would you take that away? Also, that's like saying, oh yeah, you can be a halfling, but there's not going to be any modifier even though you're shorter than literally everybody else. Or hey, you're a Goliath, so there's no bonuses in being super tall and strong. The fucking point then. But
you know what? This is why I've been saying that Dungeons and Dragons is falling off a cliff. This is why I say that Wizards of the Coast is out of touch. They've gotten too focused on making the money rather than making something that will sell. Hey, by the way, the correct course of action in fixing this entire disaster, Hasbro, is to fire the Microsoft executive that you hired to try and turn this into some sort of dumbass mobile app with microtransactions, because that's the direction they're going. That's what they're trying to get to so that they can monetize it more.
Might I include a homebrew species real quick?
By all means, because
Perhaps-
homebrew is king.
Give us some bucket money.
Perhaps now is the time to summon a false Hydra.
It's such an evil laugh.
That wasn't homebrew.
Oh, I was told it was homebrew. Where did it come in from?
Hydras have always been a thing. Oh, homebrew
Not a false.
class?
Not a false Hydra,
Oh,
a
that
false
matters.
Hydra.
That matters.
Yes, it does. Would it not be utterly perfect, though? We should do that as a segment. We should list the number of people we would love to have fall prey to a false Hydra.
No.
Ooh. But it would
Do you
be
even
so
know what
fun.
a false Hydra does, though?
No.
I can only guess because, Hydra.
Oh, I'm surprised you don't know what a false Hydra is. Allow me to elaborate.
I might, but I might
A
know
false-
it as something else.
A false Hydra tends to live underneath a city or in other largely populated places because they eat people. Shock. Allegedly, they look like very dark, almost slimy creatures with multiple heads. Those heads look kind of like in one of the Zelda games, there were those big skulking gray figures, like ghouls kind of things.
Hmm.
Take that head and Photoshop it on this body. And the thing is that they sing a lullaby to lure their prey. If you become entranced and they can get you and they eat you, no one has any memory you ever existed.
Oh.
Well, damn.
They make you fucking, they erase you utterly.
That's like
That
a different
is
take
what
on
a false
siren.
Hydra does.
That's like a different
Oh,
take
yes.
on a siren.
Oh, yes. This is on the never existed level. No one remembers you existed. No one remembers who you are. You weren't there. So, of course, that means no one knows the false Hydra is there either.
But of course.
Yep.
Anyways.
So have fun sleeping tonight, everybody. Anyways, I'm done talking about Wizards of the Coast. They have sucked the fun out of Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I refuse to give them more money than I have to. Also known as I bought a set of dice from them like 2 years ago, and that's been it.
Rogue Raven's working on some resin dice, which she said in the chat. She's making them herself,
Fancy.
which is pretty cool.
Ding.
Ding.
So what are we
Thank you,
doing now?
Windows.
I'm deleting your name tags and
Find
upgrading.
I noticed on the crawler, we don't have our soft topic listed. Are we not doing it tonight?
Which soft topic?
Yeah,
Did I miss it?
adaptation of a book to a movie.
Yeah, what happened to that?
It's still there. If there's a slide for it, then it's there.
There isn't a slide
Okay.
for it.
Oh, there isn't.
Wait, no,
Okay.
there is. Correction.
Okay. What number is it?
Like way down there. We've got a few things to go through first.
Okay.
What she said.
Make sure you check us out on TikTok. I dropped, like I said, 21 videos today. And they're only like, 15 seconds apart. Everyone gets a laugh and a chuckle. So check that out today at Laggin_Out. Only on Japanese-owned TikTok. A Chinese-owned TikTok. Wow. Chinese-owned TikTok. Two different people, folks. All right.
Uh-oh.
And if you like our content, please tell your friends. We are international. Even though we only have 10 people, they are in 10 different places on Earth. So please check us out. We love you. So check us out.
Mm-hmm.
And here it is. We were talking about it. We were hinting a chord. It was called the Fat Jedi Challenge. And this came about saying, wow, I put on a lot of weight. And people saw my promo last week. They're like, wow, you put on a lot of weight. And then Hero was talking about, it's like, you're only 8 pounds away from me. And I'm like, wow, we got to lose a lot of weight. So let's do the Chieftain and Heroes weight loss challenge. I want to make it very clear. We're doing it in a healthy way. We're not cutting off limbs or starving ourselves.
Damn.
We're going to do it.
Or taking laxatives.
Taking laxatives.
Look, I did a lot of shitty stuff when I was in wrestling in high school.
And
Emphasis on
ephedrine was my
Yeah.
ephedrine was my best friend in the early 2000s. I lost like 20 pounds taking that stuff. I've been looking for it. I don't know if it's legal or not, but I was
So-
looking for it.
Funny
It's
story
it's
about
legal
that.
in decongestants, but you have to buy them in packets, and they're uber expensive now.
It-
But
a funny story about my high school years when I was in wrestling. I actually, in one training session, wrestled constantly for an entire period of practice, nonstop, while wearing layers of sweat clothes. And by the end of it, I had literally sweated off 5 pounds.
yep. And then you drink a glass of water, and then it's all back. That's why I always thought that was. That's why I was.
Damn it!
I was. Oh, you had to make weight. Okay, got you. Yeah. So I started doing cardio this week. I did a 15-minute things. I felt okay, and my weight, and you don't have to reveal yours, but my starting weight's going to be it's 218.6, so 219 is my goal, is my standard weight. My goal, let's say by the end of July, is 203 pounds.
Oh, I have to go as far as to name a date. That'll be
Uh-oh.
tough for me. I
July
actually-
31st.
I will disclose. I have no problem with that. I'm 229. I'm a big boy,
Okay.
anyways. So
Thank you for being so brave and revealing that.
I will definitely say that my end goal is 195, which was
Ooh, that's a good goal.
which was literally my peak physical condition in the military. And
I don't think I get down that low anymore.
and I'm pretty sure I can get there. I don't know. I mean,
You have
I've-
you have the knees and stuff, so it's gonna be interesting.
It's very difficult for me because cardio is not the easiest thing for me to do anymore.
May I suggest something for you?
Bicycle, I'm assuming.
Bicycle works. I actually had knee problems. I went to an ortho when I was in LA.
Mhm.
It turned out I was walking incorrectly, and I had uneven wear in my cartilage in my knee. So I learned how to walk differently. And what I do is, it's like an elliptical. It's like a bike. It's like a stair stepper. It's called an AMT, or a Precor, which you can either do a kind of elliptical trainer, which is low impact on your knees.
Mhm.
And my doctor said I'm only supposed to just do 10 minutes a day. I do 15 with a 5-minute warm down. And I do that after I do a circuit train when I do weight.
Steroids.
So every week, what we'll do is at the end of each week, we'll weigh ourselves. And we'll see if we have any good and bad. And we're not doing it for any type of sponsorship. We're doing it just for health purposes and family and that sort of thing.
Totally.
They're doing it
And,
for Taco Bell.
And if anybody wants to reroute this to, like, I don't know, Peloton or something to give us a free bike, that'd be great.
That'd be
But
awesome.
you know.
So
or-
yeah, I do have cartilage loss in my knees. It was from
Yeah.
freaking 8 years of high impact cardio on pavement. Big
Yeah.
shock. Army
Right.
would never.
Hmm.
The Army would never admit that they cause lower extremity musculoskeletal injuries. Because of running constantly. But you know what? Who are we to argue with the DoD, who disclaims that there's no evidence of such things, even though there's plenty of evidence of it?
No TRT cycling. No, we're not doing that. That long-term damage to your livers and kidneys and possible cancer. No, thank you.
Hard pass.
My brother had to do steroids for a show, like for a bodybuilding show, and his weight is usually 220 at his lightest. He shredded down to 175.
Good God.
Yeah, it's like he didn't even look like himself. It was crazy. It was like
That is.
it was. This was in his 20s. He didn't. Not now, obviously. He's in his 40s, but
Well, no,
some
I
bad chicken.
just.
I do take collagen. Oh, you're talking about Hero. Yeah, collagen actually works with the lubrication of your joints. So G-Man is right. I actually take collagen. It's actually good for your skin and your joints.
I'll have to look into that. This was
yeah.
something that the doctor, And here's the crazy thing.
I look for every fucking
Freaking
shortcut I can find.
8
That's legal.
damn years in the army and 8 years of cycling through the medical system in the army of saying, hey, I have severe knee problems, knee pain. I mean, it might have something to do for running 2 miles in like 13 and a half minutes consistently on an almost daily basis. But yeah, I have knee pains. Well, we don't know what's causing your pains. Just, drink water, take ibuprofen, stretch. You'll be fine.
Fucking
8 years of that shit. I'm
G-Man
out of
said he takes collagen, fish oil, and creatine. I take collagen and fish oil. I cannot take creatine. My body doesn't filter it out, and I almost had I do have permanent kidney damage from creatine. I went to the doctor and I had my kidneys tested. He's like, your kidneys are running at 40%. And I'm like, what? They're like, are you taking any? I'm like, I'm taking a pre-workout. You know what? I think it might have creatine in it. You know what? I shouldn't have bought something that had skull and crossbones on the fucking label. So I immediately threw it out, and he wanted me to go get blood tests the next week, and it went up like 15 points. I'm only at 78% kidney function now. So it's funny, when my parents in their 70s, they're at 80. I'm below them, and I'm half their age. So I had permanent kidney damage from the creatine. I drink, like, all I drink is water. Like, I drink, I got this bottle. I have this, it's almost done. And then I have another bottle off screen over there. That's all I drink. And my kidneys is just like permanently damaged from it. So I'm not going to die, but eventually I'm going to die eventually, but not sooner.
Not necessarily.
Like, I told these guys this, and they scared, like, I scared the shit out of them. They're like, oh my God, you're going to go on dialysis? Like, no.
Specifically me, because when he came out, he just came out nonchalantly. He's like, yeah, about this long ago, I had 40% functions of my kidneys. And I'm like, the fuck, chieftain? You were half dead and you didn't tell us?
No.
No.
I don't want to scare you guys.
Just gonna drop.
Oh, what could be causing my anemia? Maybe it's organs that actually help filter stuff so that it doesn't wind up in my blood. Could be possibly causing the problem.
I get the anemia from my mother's side. She has the same thing. So, but I'm at the 78% now. But my red blood cells are tiny.
So a lot of medical nerd words that most people wouldn't understand, G-Man.
Oh my God, those are a lot of big words. Chief, instead of creatine, we could talk about testosterone, Dianabol, Winstrol, Deca, Durabolin,
anabolic steroids.
Trenbolone. I don't do anabolics either. I'm almost 50. I don't want to take any of that shit.
The way he says it,
I don't work out, so
I would take, my brother takes B12 and TBT or whatever, the shots of testosterone. He takes that. I know when he takes it too, because he's hyper aggressive. And when I was taking testosterone boosters, like around 29, 30, I was like acting like Oni all the time. I was pissed off all the time. So it was just and the stuff is like greasy and shit, and the side effects with the production of certain fluids in your genitals exponentially increases when you take meds like that, and I don't need that either. So I was just like, fuck this, I'm throwing it away. I'm not taking that. I'm like, it's making me angry. The side effects are not worth it.
Yeah, I had the same problem. I had pretty
It's like porno. It was like porno star stuff. It was, no, I'm good. Thank you.
I didn't have a problem.
I don't need to buy more tissues. What's that?
I didn't have a problem with any shrinkage like G-Man's talking about.
No, I don't have. I wish I would have shrinkage.
Raven, this is taking such a turn.
I know, right?
Anyways,
if you want, if you're an American, or even if you're not, and you like our t-shirts, we have a bunch of them at our store. Check out shopspreadshirt.com/lagginout and buy yours today. The I Am Not a Criminal t-shirt, very popular around a mass shooting. That the t-shirt sales go up with that for some reason. Don't know why. It says I'm not a criminal. It has a little video game controller on it. It's pretty funny. It comes in sweatshirts, t-shirts, razorbacks, and if you have nice shoulders like Oni, you want to get a shirt like that. The American Gamer t-shirt, they come in various colors. Hero has one on right now.
That I do.
So he has the red one, but the red one, American Gamer, and Oni has a blue one. And you could also get the Garbage Human t-shirt, which is, we always talk a lot about garbage humans and garbage companies and people doing garbage things, that sort of thing. So you can go to shop. Oh, thank you so much, G-Man, for he says I like the t-shirts. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And
Thank you.
we have a friend that's going to be making a bunch of Laggin Out keychains for us, and we'll be doing giveaways with those as well. I don't think anyone here in the staff knew that, but we have that coming as well. A lot of good stuff going on. But thank you for the compliment, Mr. G-Man. You are the best, and I love his edits because he does like this cool little zoom in. When it's like every Instagram is like, and this is what happens when da 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 da, and he's like zooms into himself. I'm like, G-Man, what are you doing? What are you doing to me? And the shit he comes, it's dry, but it's funny. It's that English humor, Scottish humor there.
Irish,
Scottish. It's very dry humor. I know it's Irish, but Irish Scottish humor. I have friends that are Scottish that have the same type of humor as he does. So, that I went to school with. So, I said that. And you're Scottish and Irish, aren't you?
Partly, yeah.
The aim is dry, so
and
I appreciate it.
The aim is dry,
but
so I appreciate it. Yeah.
I've been told that what I have is a Jersey style of humor. So no, not that one. I fucking hate that shit. It's so stupid. And the fact that they got famous from that shit, I fucking hate society.
You get famous for being stupid in this country. Did you know that?
Fucking dare you. Doesn't make it right. Doesn't mean I won't bitch about it every time
All
I
you gotta
fucking
do is
see
say,
it.
"How dare you?" when you're famous.
Right. How dare
New
you?
York, fucking fight me.
How dare you?
Bring it, bitch.
Oh God! I just hear the exclamation noise from Metal
Gear.
There's that PS1 mode. Yes.
Yes, it works.
So, our trivia question: what was the original name selected for Nintendo's Mario? Little Guido, Mr. Video, or Tubby Tony? Does anybody know the answer?
I know.
I'm guessing A.
A, Little Guido?
Because it'd be the most offensive.
It is the most
I'll
offensive,
take
isn't
the
it?
letter B.
Mr. Video.
I like Little Guido also.
Not Tubby Tony?
Hey, anybody in the chat got a guess on this one?
Yeah, I want to see a couple of letters going off in the chat here. Rogue says C, Tubby Tony.
Tubby Tony does have a ring to it, but I think they went with A because the Japanese are quite offensive. They're just more subtle about it.
Their sense of humor is out there, so I wouldn't have been surprised. But
It'd been great though. Anybody get to
hey,
do Little Guido
Maya,
game?
coming in
Maya.
with Tony.
Hi.
Tubby Tony, thank you for stopping by, Maya.
Death also says A.
Hey, okay, so you guys want to hear the answer now? Yeah. The answer is, prepare to be pissed,
Let's see if I got that.
Mr. Video.
What?
Does that make any sense at all?
No.
Yes.
No, I made up the other two, and I can't believe people selected those.
Well, yeah, because it'd be hilarious.
Tubby Tony. I love that one.
I would say there
I'm
is
sorry,
actual...
Maya. I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry, Irish G man. I'm sorry, you're wrong too.
Clearly, the reality is that one point A was a thing. Little Guido was a thing. But,
yeah.
It was.
I thought it was
Mr.
Jumpman.
When it translated over to America, yes.
Yeah.
But it started as Mr. Video because.
Thank you, Maya. I am a great liar.
It was tied to television because television was the entertainment thing at the time, and this was something new that was tied to TV.
Well, we have the big Guido, so why not?
Right. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I made up those ones. Guido, and we didn't give an answer for last week, so I last week's answer, last week's question. Well, it was in there and it was removed.
Was it?
I had it in there. I had it in there the slide before here. We didn't give the answer to last week's trivia. Now I don't even know what the question was because it was removed.
Elon Musk one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Elon Musk. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Who made a cameo in Iron Man 2?
We did give the answer to that.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember. Okay. Yeah, I take my B12, but I didn't take my ginkgo biloba today. So,
excuse me.
But that's from memory. I can show you. I take about like 12 pills in the morning. It's ridiculous. 2 are prescription.
Bitch.
I know, right?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's right, Rogue. You got it right last week. That's true.
Right, if
I
you
remember
did.
that.
Mariner got it.
Mariner got it. Maybe. Make sure you start following us on Kick. We haven't broadcasted there yet, but we will be soon. So I actually got the no hyphen, no underscore in there. So we got the Laggin Out, all one word, LAGGINOUT on Kick. So there's no hyphen in this one. So start following us there. We might be switching over to green app opposed to purple app, as they say on the Twitter. So check us out there. Yeet. Okay.
First time chat by Maya, by the way.
Yes. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Chieftain. To my right is Blacklight Oni, the conscience of the group. Behind, right below me is Hero. He's the IT guy. He fixes my computer every couple of months. And to the right is the only host that runs at 60 frames a second, Soda Pop. And we are your hosts for the next 40 minutes.
Oh.
40 minutes on our endless pursuit to get partner here, which is probably statistically impossible. But one can dream, can they? Can't they?
Okay.
All right. Favorite transliteration of media. Disney Reedy Creek board passed the last minute measures before they got disbanded, and they tried to give all the power to the company upon ousting.
That was last week's slide.
That was last
for
week.
that slide.
I thought so. That wasn't deleted. Okay. Here's a story of a man named Chieftain who was bringing
why are we
up.
jumping to the next topic?
What do you mean?
Go back. The
I
slide
thought you said we
notes-
talked about this last week.
The slide notes are wrong. That's the soft topic.
Oh, sorry. The notes were not deleted.
Yes.
Okay. I can't go through all of them. I was trying to fix my stream deck.
It's
all
fine.
right.
It's fine.
All right. So favorite transliteration of media. What is that in English?
Okay, your favorite media that got transformed from something else. Like most common example is a book that got turned into a movie, or a game that got turned into a comic, turned into a tabletop game that got turned into a video game. That kind of stuff.
Okay. Wow, I was not prepared for that.
Tell you
wow,
the truth,
I need some time to think about that.
I have a
we
hard
talked
time.
about it yesterday.
I know, but I had a lot of stuff on my mind yesterday and I couldn't focus. So,
I'll be honest, I've been trying to think of a good one.
I was doing all the
in
TikTok
there
stuff.
I got a
for
bunch of good ones, man. You must not have been researching. See, this problem with you guys. You don't research.
No.
I was
It's not
too
that I don't
busy
research.
doing social media stuff, which we forgot to put a slide in. We're looking for a social media coordinator. So if you want to do that, please message us in our Discord. We usually have a Google Docs link, but I don't have it here. But yeah, go ahead. So who? Go ahead, Soda. If you had a bunch, go ahead. You can go.
I had a couple, but you probably can guess the first one.
Ooh.
Silence of the Lambs.
Hey, OG
Thank you,
Prophet
Prophet.
coming back. Oh, stop lurking. Come back to Discord.
That's right. We miss you, Prophet. Thank you for stopping by, sir.
So that's my first one. Anybody heard? Silence of the Lambs.
Oh, from the book to the movie.
Oh,
A good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's
You know,
a good
I'm
one.
always hello, Clarice. Second one.
That's right.
Exorcist.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And I'll go with one more because it's older than every one of us put together. To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's like, who? What? Huh? Never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know
Steinbeck,
that
right?
that got turned into anything else. I almost
Yeah.
thought it was
Yeah.
just a book.
No. 1962.
12 Angry Men. I think I saw that.
Really?
I think I saw that. I think I saw it recently. It's an older movie, isn't it?
Kill a Mockingbird is very old.
No, 12 Angry Men was turned into a movie.
I think it was 60s or 70s. Maybe.
I saw to stay on that topic of Mice and Men, and I saw the movie and it was horrible.
Now, hold on. Since I'm kind of
black and white,
catching a burn from Tear Death here. To clarify, OG Prophet is an old friend. I'm trying to invite him to come back and hang out with us in the Discord, in the chats, all that stuff, because we used to talk all the time. And he has a habit of coming in here and lurking. If you're lurking, feel free to continue lurking. We do want your volume to be turned up a little bit so that we could get that Twitch view, because Twitch is evil like that. But you may lurk if you choose, unless you're named the OG Prophet, because I want you to come back and join us and hang out with us again. I'm selfish like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We want to grow our show, so lurkers can't hear us anyway, but if they did, they can join our chat and you can see how chill we are in the Discord. And we pretty much talk to anyone, and Soda doesn't sleep, so he talks to everybody in the voice chat.
That's relatively true.
Yeah. Him and you'll get to talk to some of our mods on there, Nova being one, and a lot of our other friends in there, like Mariner is in there as well. Rogue Raven's in there from time to time. Rogue Raven's like so great in her chat. She's like, I hope everyone has a great day, and like she'll put like little quibs in there every day, and it's like it permeates positivity, even though she's a giant smartass and we love her for it. But I feel bad that I'm never in her Discord, but it's just like being the hardest working man in gaming entertainment, I have to sacrifice some things.
True
But,
story.
yeah.
And 90% of the time it's gaming.
Yeah. I got Nightcrawler back out. So Nightcrawler's back. So that's Call of Duty right there. Nightcrawler.
Yeah, nothing but Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is a bloated mess that takes up entire hard drives.
Like me. Yeah, like you. Come and join us on our Discord, Maya. We'd love to talk to you. We talk to everybody. We're a bunch of yentas.
She's in the Discord.
Oh, she's in the Discord. Oh, right, that's right. She isn't in the Discord. That's right.
You're losing
that's
it, bro.
Maya. Like our like. Okay, I've already spoke. Yeah, I know she is. Yeah. My bad. I didn't put two and two together there, Soda.
No one is ever there. She says that's a damn lie.
We hang out. It's because we hang out in the room that she can't see.
Ah, that's right. We need to be more in the gen chats.
Yeah, that's.
We got to do that, regardless of how other people feel about other people.
For everybody to, for everybody, I'll take the blame for this one. I know I don't hardly ever come in for voice chat.
And
When
really,
it's time to
didn't
work.
notice. Didn't fucking notice.
I'm sorry. I do
You act
love
like you have a
y'all.
family or something.
Yeah. And if you listen to Soda, I should abandon my family and take up my online family and adopt them.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're good now.
And
all right,
Oni's
all right.
sitting there like trying not to smile, or she's like laughing internally at my stupidity. I'm not sure which.
Oni, what's your favorite transliteration of media?
I have a few. Although I only had like the first half, I didn't buy the second half, which I guess is like technically books form for like the I guess fourth or fifth chapters of the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I really liked the movie. I thought the practical effects were really cool. Nemo was phenomenal, and it's cool. Okay, I really liked it. And I'm only going to be talking about things that I actually have some sort of basic knowledge of. Like, don't get me wrong, I loved Ron Perlman as Hellboy, but I never read the comics, so I can't tell you how close it was.
Ooh.
Although I did love his Hellboy, I'd never read the comics, so I can't speak on that. I really loved Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the first one, because it's the only one I've ever seen, because it was based off of the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them book, which was actually sold with Quidditch Through the Ages, which was a dual book collection released for charity in the early 2000s with the Harry Potter series. And I had a copy of them. And so you can see the little hand-scrawled notes from Harry, Ron, and Hermione in it. It was super cute. And so they based a movie off of that. I thought that was really special. It brought the sense of magic back. And I absolutely love Jacob Kowalski for that. One of them is a little bit obscure, but it does still exist. It's just not through the original series. Do you remember a channel called Machinima?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I work for them indirectly.
They had produced a Deus Ex miniature video. I think it was about 12 to 15 minutes long, based on Human Revolution, which was the only game they had at the time with Adam Jensen in it. They did. It's not related to the games in terms of story, but it has all the flavors of Deus Ex Human Revolution. It was so cool and so good. Looking back, when someone found a re-upload of it, and I was able to put it in my liked videos, rewatching it was like a walk down memory lane. It was phenomenal. And then the third one is very special, very close to my heart. So close, in fact, I think, yeah, I do.
Thank God I
When I was
relabeled these
growing
buttons
up-
so I can get to these shots.
When I was growing up, there was a book series I fell in love with called Dragonology.
Oh, jeez.
Because, of course, I loved dragons. Well, they came out with several books, several iterations. And then they came out with a board game. And that board game was so cool. And then they came out with a video game.
Pull it back a little bit. Blurry.
That is so super obscure and almost unknown.
Black Butter Manga 2 anime
Black
was
Butler.
good too. Black Butler.
That is a good manga.
So,
that is a good anime.
So Dragonology has always had a special place in my heart. But the fact that they transcended as a book to a board game and a video game is, to my knowledge, almost unheard of, because it is very close to the source material. The designs are very similar. You see the main character, Ernest Drake, in it. You see the evidence that's used in the video game or in the board game that they have in the Dragonology book as how to identify these dragons in the wild. You really do feel like you're immersed in the world, and that is so special. I haven't seen it very often. Very rarely do you see a book transliterated or adapted, or even a spin-off in a video game very well. TV shows and movies, sure, but not usually books to video games. Like Avatar: The Last Airbender did have a continuation of the TV show through comics, which is a good spinoff because it still followed the same story. It followed in with some of the things they wanted to explore with the show, but they didn't really need to with the show itself because the show told the story they had to tell. But with books, it's just not as common. And the only book I can really think of, and I only say this because I think it's historically important to video games, not because I've actually read the book, because not really my thing, was a book called Parasite Eve.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Parasite Eve spawned a movie. And then someone apparently saw that movie and wanted to make a video game from it. So taking inspiration from the movie as canon, which was a little different from the book.
Not
they made
canon.
a video game. And then they had the creator of the video game, or creator of the book, play the video game, and the creator of the book thought it was fantastic. And that's how we got Aya Brea in Parasite Eve 1 and 2. So that is the only real other example I know of a book being used as the basis for a video game. I don't mean like folklore, because I would consider those more written or vocal stories. They're written down later. They weren't actually written down first. So that one will always have a special place in my heart, Dragonology. So when I get all my stuff back, I'll have to bring in my board game. That's a treat, because that also has it also has a D20 die, actually.
Oh Lord.
Wow. Okay, thank you, Black Light Oni.
No, thank you for indulging me down memory lane.
It's always like a warm, brisk walk. I don't want to take. Hero.
There are so very many that I could
Try to keep it under 10.
10. Well, that's a hard ask. Just saying. Giggity.
All right, moving on to the next topic then. No, just kidding.
Fuck you, bitch.
Shut up. No, seriously, Spaceballs is phenomenal.
We lost today.
If I had to pick a couple, because that's on, I'm just gonna stick to a couple of them. I would point out V for Vendetta, from the graphic novel to the movie. That is one that I absolutely adored. That is one that it was just so phenomenal how well it translated. Welcome, Mariner.
What's up, Mariner?
It translated very, very well. Unfortunately for Alan Moore, it was done against his wishes, because he hates all movie representations of his properties, period. The dude's also a lunatic, but hey, what can you do? He's a great artist. Tends to kind of go hand in hand, it seems, lately. So I really adored the V for Vendetta transliteration. It was great. I think it did really well. It did not follow beat for beat, but it almost did. And I don't know if there is a tan color for Light, Tear, and Death. Sorry.
It would have to be. Oh, I have to wear the hat too. It would have to be orange. I can change it to orange.
He redeemed the cowboy hat and then said tan for some reason.
Oh, okay.
Didn't want you to wear the pink one.
I guess not.
I have a black one and a tan. Okay. Oh, whatever.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So that and for memorable moments from that movie and the graphic novel, the point in the story where he carries on a monologue with Madam Justice, I think that was the most amazing characterization I have ever seen in both graphic novels and in movie production. It was just phenomenal. If you ever get the chance to watch the movie and read the graphic novel, I would advise it, because while again the movie was not perfectly translated from A to B, it was still very well done, and it held true to the artist's intent, at least in my opinion. If you ask Alan Moore, nothing is going to be done right on the big screen. But again, that's a whole different story. But along that thread, I will say that an absolute poor transliteration that perfectly embodies why Alan Moore doesn't want his works translated. Fuck, now I can't remember. I just had it in my head. The other book
League of
that
Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Not that one.
Watchmen.
Watchmen. Thank you. Watchmen was Watchmen was an abomination of a translation. They did great in their character designs, their costuming. It was a very good, like, visual representation, but
I think that's
they translated the story absolutely horribly. Like the key hook in what was going on, like the general overarching story, went the same direction, was the same kind of path of logic for the villain to follow, but the means of doing so was so off center, so off base, completely wrong that it I hated it. I hate the movie that they made for it because on the one hand you have a freaking genetic mutation that gets warped over on top of New York City, but in the movie you never see that key point that key point where the main villain, the Watchman was the original sympathetic villain, I think is what they call it. The original, like, you can relate to the villain, you can understand the villain's point and why he does the things he does. Like, you could argue, if you use alignments, you could argue that the villain in Watchmen was actually a chaotic good character because the ends justify the means. He uses a tragic event that causes mass casualties of like the size of New York City to unite the world against a threat that isn't real in order to prevent war. And I feel like that entire
People use that argument with Thanos.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Thanos is not an original concept.
No,
Killmonger
I
is
never
not
said
an
that.
original concept. The original concept, you could argue, well, at least I could argue because it's the earliest one that I know of for sure at the moment, is Watchmen, where Ozymandias is the penultimate villain that is a good guy in disguise, or so he thinks.
You're the devil in disguise. Oh yes, you are a devil in disguise. Mm-hmm.
But honestly,
No,
No,
not even a
It's
giggle.
Elvis,
Fuck
I
you
know.
guys.
I was just gonna let that one go. But
Agent Elvis.
honestly, like, yeah, that's like that's like one of those poor representations of transliteration. But you know, if you want to go on and on and on and on, I could talk about Sonic, where it was a video game, then a comic, and multiple cartoons and multiple mangas.
I was gonna pick Doom because they did such a great job every time they made it into a movie.
Try not to die, Chief. But
I got two good ones when you're done.
But yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that because I
Yeah.
think I had a good one, a bad one, and then I'll say
An ugly one.
mixed. I'll say
The
mixed.
good, the bad, and the ugly. Keeping the theme of my cowboy hat.
No. I'll say mixed because Sonic has had several transliterations and many were good, many were bad. And it's about 50-50 record at this point, if you ask me.
My turn. Okay. I got one good one bad one. You guys are gonna yell at me for the second one, but I'm gonna start with the first one. The pulp comic known as Sin City.
Oh yes, I love that.
Very good.
one.
And Jessica Alba made it better. You know.
That one, oh my gosh. I wish they'd continued that. They could have continued that. Sin City is a lot
They could have.
of story.
A lot of good actors in there too. I think I don't know. I didn't really read a lot of it, but
I disagree, Mariner, but I have there's a special place in my heart for Sin City.
and I thought that was really good. I liked how it looked I liked the high contrast and the overall look. If you look at the original comics, it's almost like the comic is like jumping off the screen when you're watching it.
Oh yeah.
With the little splashes of color here and there.
One of the few times that I think cell shading is done well.
And black and white, modern day black and white done well is another thing that I feel should be done more often.
I can appreciate that.
And I think that was a pretty good movie. One of my favorite actors is in it, and he's retired. Moonlighting, Die Hard,
Whoa.
Bruce Willis.
Willis.
I had a
Dude.
Bruce Willis, like really good actor. He was great in that. Hey, hiya, Chief. Heard you trying to sing. I'm not trying. I was. Wait until I start doing some Limp Bizkit next week. So stay tuned for that.
You gotta wear the cowboy hat for that too, though.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my red Yankee hat, turn it backwards. Chocolate starfish. And then the second one, you're gonna say "fuck you guys," but Tomb Raider, the iteration from the game to the movie with Angelina Jolie.
One?
Oh,
Okay.
Not the
she
cra-
went with
Okay.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah,
No, I grew
Angela-
up with that one though. Don't knock it. I grew up with that version.
it's a
of
guilty
Tomb Raider,
pleasure.
Okay?
I like it.
I will both agree and disagree with you on that one. It was
Imagine that.
You hate it because she looked good as Tomb Raider.
no, I loved it because she looked great as Lara Croft. I disliked it because where did any of that story, narrative, and plot come from?
Who cares?
I
Her great
like
her great
boobies.
cat suit looked awesome.
Like movies.
Black boobies. You look good from the neck down. Well,
Whoa.
Whoa.
okay. I
mean,
think she looked good from the head
is-
down.
She is most definitely entitled to her opinions on the appearances of Angelina Jolie as Lara Croft. She is
Whoa,
entitled to that.
Yeah, Cradle of
What's
Time was hard to watch, but the first one,
Cradle of Life.
Cradle of Life, thank you. Cradle of Time is the Indiana Jones movie coming out. But I like those two, and I don't have any context. So
Mariner, the idea of this topic is any translation, any
transgender. I mean,
Whoa.
Good lord, any transliteration.
Canceled.
I know, right? As in, you could go
Clip,
any
clip, clip.
direction from any of your favorite media and just scandalize the entire group. Any
I'm
day.
surprised no one mentioned Spaceballs as
oh,
a parody.
yeah, that was kind
Young
of reaching
Frankenstein
outside.
also, arguably, you could say that one is a good spin-off as a parody.
Blazing Saddles.
I haven't seen it yet, but I know I need to.
Oh, you got to see that. My friend would do the line when we would go into a club, where the black sheriff goes in middle of a group of KKK members. He would use this line at the club and yell it loud. He'd yell, "Where are all the white women at?" He would yell it out, and I would die fucking laughing because his wife was white. So you do that just to fuck with people. It was the funniest thing ever. I would sit there and just laugh. They're like, "You're not embarrassed?" Like, no, that shit's funny. But yeah, baseball. You got to watch that. You guys sit down and watch that. Gene Wilder isn't. If you like Gene Wilder, you'll like that.
So
Rest in peace, Gene
Mariner
Wilder.
suggested one that went from movie to book, and he was talking about the Revenge of the Sith. The novelization apparently explains Anakin's fall in so much more detail and in a much better way. Honestly, I can vouch for that. Novelizations of movies oftentimes do better because you can do so much more description and so much more storytelling from a written form. Whereas people are driven to cut down time in movies and stuff. I got an example of that actually worked out well. How many people liked the Godzilla movie of 1999?
Can't say Godzilla.
I was a fan in my younger years, probably.
Back in my day.
You could probably say I was young and dumb, but I enjoyed
And full of
that. I enjoyed that particular movie. But But I also read the novelization, and I can definitely say, while there were differences in the novelization, the written form of that movie was much better.
They're coming out with a new
I'm
Clockwork
surprised.
Orange, by the way.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. It's got the guy from
I'm surprised.
American Horror Story in it.
I'm surprised no one mentioned Lord of the Rings either.
Yeah.
I haven't
I thought that
read
was
any
too
of
on the
books, so
nose.
that's the only thing.
I was going to Oni, but I thought it was gonna be too on the nose, so I tried to find something else.
It's kind of like
Since we were talking about that,
Whatever it is that made you
Walking
pleased
Dead.
to see it in a different way.
right?
Comic.
I mean,
to a movie.
I watched Lord of the I read Lord of the Flies and watched the movie Lord of the Flies.
Yeah.
I think it was the black and white version. They did a recent version. I was thinking about the older version of it. It was good too. I was thinking of that as well, but people were using too much literature, so I switched mine around. That way it'd be a little bit more variety for the podcast. So not bad for off the cuff. I know you mentioned it last night, but I was trying to get all the social media done when we were having that meeting, so I was kind of tired at that point.
Anybody else find it hilarious how Badger responded to Oni saying meeting? I'm sorry, I laughed internally. I'm like, Badger, calm down. It's not like a formal meeting.
It's just like a meetup, like really quick.
Yeah.
And I was like spitballing topics, so I was just like, do we want to write it down? And then Oni goes, no, remember he's helping his kid with his homework, and I'm like, oh yeah, another thing I forgot. But then and then you come in and you're like, wow, you guys did all the topics for me. It's like, well, it's a team effort. It's like, if you're not there, then we pick up the slack, and vice versa. We do that with each other all the time.
Fair.
Never keep score, right? So makes life easier.
Absolutely. So,
But yeah, does anyone else have anything else?
I mean, unless we want some audience participation, which I think
Lion King to a musical.
What?
I mean,
Yeah, it's been on Broadway for like 10 years.
Well, I know that.
I thought it was longer, honestly.
Yeah.
But then again,
it's
I
like
mean,
20 or 30.
Wow.
I can't speak on them.
Cats from Broadway
I've
to
only
film.
seen
Not a
I've
good
only
that
seen
was horrible.
images of Ghibli films put on the theater stage, but I will say the scenes I've seen of Spirited Away on the stage show looked fucking awesome.
Ghiblis.
So many puppets, so many very intricate puppets. There's a character in Spirited Away named Kamaji, the Boiler Man. He has 6 arms and 2 legs. On the stage play, they have a puppeteer for each limb
what the fuck?
to keep him moving. They made a whole Haku puppet for the dragon form of Haku.
Whoa,
Yubaba's face is a 4-piece separating puppet for when she spews fire. It looks amazing. No face. Kaonashi looks amazing. The fact that with the stage presentation, you can get away with certain things because the suspension of disbelief is a little different than with a movie. But because it's animation, you're taking something that is so personal because it's generated with a human hand. And then you're taking puppetry where the human hand is still used to create those images. And it just looks fantastic. So
if I may, I will definitely have to agree with you. If there is one studio's work that can be done phenomenally across the board on a stage play, I would say 100% without a shadow of a doubt, Studio Ghibli's work. Period. Bar none.
And that brings us to my next topic.
I love it when Chieftain chimes in on this stuff because he talks about Studio Ghibli in his classes, his lessons.
I do. I actually had a lesson on that this week.
But I just,
I mean,
We were talking about the impression of the Japanese into the animation field.
Honestly, it's hard for me to say that anybody could, and when I say
I wish
anybody,
I'd own.
I mean, like it's for me. I find it almost impossible for any group or studio to be able to like.
Have a good night, Rogue.
Have a good one.
Night.
Well, let me put it this way: any country that seeks to take on the market of animation, I think that it's hard for anybody to easily or comparably compete with the Japanese market. I feel like if you're going to draw lines of equivalence, the Japanese animation market is to America, or is to Japan what Hollywood is to America. And for anybody to be able to compete in the entertainment industry within animation, they have to be able to, honestly, in my opinion, meet the levels of studios from Japan, like Studio Ghibli. In my opinion, they set an incredibly high bar. Anybody else can take it there.
I think it's a nice tie into the next one.
Yep.
I'd agree.
I don't even know why this happened. Why did the executive resign?
He got fucked.
Well,
now.
I mean, part of it's age.
Now.
I mean, he is getting up there.
Mm.
But also there's
Doesn't
been a
look that
little
old.
bit of. I don't know how new that photo is though. I saw he was like closer to 70.
I'm old.
I think age
But,
does play a part, but I've heard mostly from Oni because
there's
Oni was
drama.
talking about it. Yeah, and none of the reports that I'm reading really discloses that, but I'm not surprised.
No, because Ghibli is very hush hush.
Yeah, Japan as a rule is
now.
very quiet about personal matters. And on top of that, you add in the strictness and the, level of honor for Studio Ghibli. Like they are held in high regard, and as a result, their employees and their people that work around them, they keep personal matters and matters of conflict quiet to, preserve honor and, integrity around them.
Integrity weed. Oh.
Yeah. So
What the
Ghibli says it's not related to whatever drama is going on. Apparently, there's I guess some money that might have been paid off or to help kind of smooth some folks over or something. Ghibli
Give
has
us
said
some
it's not
fucking
related
money.
to any of that, or that they flat out
Please.
said nothing about it. So, I mean, at least they know when to shut their fucking mouths, unlike some companies.
Whoa.
Unlike most companies in America.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's really it. I mean, if that's the most drama, that a movie studio's got going for it, it's kind of shocking. Since, in Hollywood there was Weinstein, so among others, many, many, many others. Those seem minor in comparison.
I like where this is going.
Me too.
Okay.
Any comment from you?
I don't really know much about this, so no.
Fair.
Same.
I just know Ghibli's a funny word.
And end on a high mark, somebody dying.
Never.
Rest in peace to the creator of the Settlers of Catan universe. I first heard about it when I was in high school. I had some classmates in band who were huge fans of it, and I could kind of see the appeal. And this is about the time where I started getting, maybe a little bit later. This may have been after I started really understanding what Dungeons and Dragons was. But a game that has influenced so many people becomes such an icon, becomes such a name to the tabletop role-playing world. And I would consider it still a tabletop role play in a way, because you are taking control over lands. But they have so many different versions, so many different styles. The game itself was very pretty to look at. Just very artistic style to it. But then just how expandable it was to build upon. It was special, and it has impacted so many people in the many years it's been in circulation. Most people, when they say they got into tabletop gaming, they probably either played or knew someone who played Settlers of Catan. So I wasn't a huge gamer of it, but I did know people who were, and I could respect the game itself. And for someone who created a game that was so well beloved, you will be missed. And the gaming world would not be the same without you. So you have left a permanent positive influence in the tabletop gaming world. So my hat's off to you.
Hero's not dead. It's not nice.
I gotta say, I didn't know much about.
What?
That was weird. I didn't know much about this game. I knew that it was very much like basically, as I understand it, because I knew about Civilization, the games, before I knew about this. But to me, it strikes me as most likely it was the inspiration for games like Civilization. And obviously, if it comes down to really comparing anything like that, that means that more or less this guy is the reason for that type of game to be so popular. Because I mean, we're on what, like Civilization 7 now at this point, I think.
6, I think.
Just think about it.
6 with a bunch of expansions.
That's probably what it is. But I mean,
like a Destiny setup.
I gotta say, it's I agree with Oni there. Hats off to you, sir. The world has lost a significant influence on the gaming industry.
Yeah.
Yes, Nova, you should. You should be ashamed that you don't.
He wasn't even born when it came out.
Well, no.
Actually, I don't think a lot of people were.
Yeah, no, this guy
95.
Yeah, 19. That's actually right. 1995 is what I read.
I'm always right.
Oh.
Why you question me?
I'm not questioning you.
How
Whoever's
dare
questioning you should be ashamed.
How dare you?
How dare you?
But yeah,
I drive a vehicle that's.
Sorry.
No, I drive a vehicle that's older than Nova. That's impressive.
Yeah,
it is.
True. Yeah,
I have
Actinova,
coworkers that are younger than my vehicle.
This guy,
Wow.
this guy created a game called Settlers of Catan. It was a board game, and if I'm correct, it was the inspiration for games like Civilization.
Still popular today.
Apparently, I didn't actually
Just
know that.
a lot more expensive now.
Right. Probably because most of them are probably collector's editions or collector's items. I'm not surprised, Soda. You would actually know that it's expensive.
Yeah, it's the typical, it's a board game. Like, I can buy a board game, so yes, it's not cheap.
Star Trek Catan?
I
Oh
think
my
it
god.
has there's expansions too.
Oh yeah, lots of expansions, and that's what's impressive. That game had expansions, and it wasn't just like one or two. I mean, a lot of these new board game, tabletop games, they have expansions. Some of them look really good. If I had more money, I would totally invest in them. Those of Catan did it arguably first, and arguably some of the most successful because of just how smoothly it integrated with each other.
Yeah.
Oh
We should play it. I think they have online versions. We should have a what the fuck are we watching?
Batman Arkham Knight, Juvenile Bucket. Anyone remember him?
I remember him.
Yep.
He goes live. He never changes his stream title, and he stops talking to us.
Yeah, well, he had some personal medical things he needed to take care of, so that's why he stopped.
Yeah, I
talking to us.
remember that.
Yeah, he's an Aussie streamer. So, what's that?
We should raid him.
Yes,
Raid him.
This
Yeah.
is a little
I thought you said
sad.
I hate him. I'm like, what?
Oh, geez, no.
What I heard, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I
we
said
could-
raid. I'm sorry.
I want to rate him to see if he remembers us
We do a
Just-
sneak.
for shits and giggles. I think it would be great and amazing.
It'd be amazing.
Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead. Let's rate him. Good.
Yeah, totally.
Thank you, everyone, for putting up with such a long show. I'm sorry I rambled. Fuck Wizards of the Coast. How dare you?
We're about at the normal time that we knock off anyway, so I wouldn't be too apologetic, Noni.
Yeah. I was getting tired. I don't know why. Up till noon.
Have a good night, Mariner.
Night, bro.
So on behalf of Black Oni, Hero the IT guy,
Your shot not working?
no, it is. I'm just doing something.
Oh.
The only host that runs at 60 frames a second, Soda Pop,
Night all.
and I'm Chieftain. We're lagging out live, signing off, and lagging out. Stay tuned for Juvenile Bucket. See you guys next week.
Compensations always poning me. Yeah.